platter, ballpark nachos, 10-layer dip, brisket nachos, and Mexican pizza. And ask about Joe's tailgate packages to make your football experience even better in the comfort of your home. Half-price apps and taps for every Hog game at Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
We have Tyler in Greenwood who said the bobblehead doll that you got as a gift of yourself, he will buy it now, today, for $2,000 if you'll sell it to him.
$2,000?
$2K. Yes, sir.
Is he crazy?
I mean,
Hey, I think that'd have to be sold. I'd have to sell that $2,000. That's like half of what Chuck gets paid to do a Razorback football game.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
That was a called play, and I called it, Chuck.
Back to Save Sports Radio.
I'm ready to roll right now,
Can you
Bo.
believe we're doing this?
this brings back.
Just like old times.
This is getting ridiculous, Bo Mattingly.
Northwest Arkansas is growing. It deserves an intelligent sports radio.
Two ball play guys with a face for radio.
Here is Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
Man, I got to admit, we're going to talk about sports today, obviously. I've got to admit, though, from the time it happened last night, first thing I did this morning, again, I'm watching about this plane crash. That's just an awful deal. Outside, the nation's capital, where the plane collided with a Black Hawk helicopter, and there were evidently a large number of people associated with the figure skating community who are, and they've not found any survivors yet either.
You don't expect that.
I don't think they're going to.
You just don't expect something like that to happen.
No, I think we've got an issue here. I cannot hear Bo.
Yeah, my mic's not on.
Okay. But, hey, we're glad everybody's here. Got a little rain going outside this morning. It's not as cold, and cruising toward the end of the week. And we're getting underway on the Chuck and Bo Show. Basketball coming up on Saturday. Arkansas going to Lexington. But, talking basketball is going to mean different things to different people today. For a lot of us, for most people, I think, talking basketball is going to mean the game on Saturday in Lexington as the Razorbacks take on Kentucky, and John Calipari goes back to Rupp Arena. If you're a season ticket holder at Bud Walton Arena, though, it means something else. Your discussion about basketball today is probably going to have to do with where you're going to sit next year. And essentially, to make a long story short, they're going to reseat Bud Walton Arena next year. And it's going to look different, and people are going to be sitting in different spots. It's the first time they've done this since the building opened, really. And clearly, over the last 24 hours, it's attracted a lot of attention. There are lots of things to figure out as we move forward, what it's going to mean for everybody. There's always the initial reaction. A lot of times that involves anger. There's always misinformation, and there was misinformation aplenty yesterday afternoon, believe me. But that's going to happen. It's just part of it, and you got to be prepared to deal with all that. We're going to have Hunter Yurachek on later this morning, and try to get a little bit more thorough explanation in all of this. There are always going to be people that are angry. There are always going to be people that raise great points. And I'm sure we're going to hear all that during the course of the show today. Are you up and running over there?
That's something. I don't know. Sometimes, Chuck, it's like I think we need to raise prices on the show here.
Well, maybe we need to.
But it doesn't always equal performance, And that's the thing about sports that's really frustrating for a lot of people is when you spend money, you want a result.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's how the world works, or at least you hope it does, right? Like you want to stay in a nicer hotel, you spend more money. You want a better experience, you spend more money. If you want to go to Disney World and try to get the Fast Pass, it costs you more money or whatever it's called. The Fast Pass, the skip the line pass.
And don't act like you don't know about it.
Well,
Come on.
I one of the few choices that I've made correctly in the last several years is not going to a place like Disney.
Yeah, well, that's fair too.
For your sanity. But I have been there. But when you spend money, you expect a return. That's kind of the American way, or what we hope is. And then there's the risk world. The business world is a risk. Like most startup businesses fail, but you have the American dream at your fingertips, and you can take a swing and you can make an investment and you can hope it works. That's the business world. When we're a consumer, we want to spend money and get a result. Like I want to go eat at a nice restaurant, and if I'm going to spend and splurge the money, then I want that food to be good. And when it's not, I've got an issue. The problem in sports is that doesn't work always. In fact, it works on rare occasion. There are how many teams, Chuck, would you say are among college basketball's of all the college basketball teams that have a crack at getting to the Final Four every year? Are there 20? You know, like of all of the 350 plus college basketball teams that put on sneakers and uniforms, 20 maybe have a chance to go to the Final Four. And so everybody's got to invest and everybody's got to try. NFL, same thing. You might have 5-8 teams of 30 that can go to the Super Bowl. But everybody's got to try and everyone's got to invest. So when your team doesn't win, if you're the New York Jets, I mean, how are you still in business? Are you the Cleveland Browns? How are you still in business? But if you quit, then you have no shot. Like now you're out of it. Now you don't have a team. So but that's frustrating. And how do you wrap your head around that, given everything else that you are usually dealing with? Is that too deep?
I think we ought to circle back. I mean, I don't know that everyone fully understands what's going on yet. I don't know, frankly, that there's enough information for people yet. I think it's got to percolate, honestly, for 24, 48 hours sometimes before people really understand what they think. For those who don't know, for those who did not hear yesterday afternoon, as we said a minute ago, they're reseeding Bud Walton Arena. Here's what that means. It means that the donation level that an individual has been giving in order to buy the tickets, to qualify to buy the tickets, that price is going to go up. In some cases, it's going to go up dramatically. And this is the first time it's been done in about 30 years. Now, you're going to say, why haven't they done it before now? I'm not really sure I know the answer to that, but it is a good question. But for a lot of people, what this is going to mean, and this is why people are upset about it, and we can talk about why it's happening, but some people who've sat in, say, row 5 since that building opened, if they're going to sit in row 5 next year, it's going to cost them a lot more to sit in row 5. They can give the same amount that they're giving right now, but you're not going to sit in row 5. You're going to sit somewhere else. And as a result, the configuration in terms of the fans is going to look a lot different next year. The university's got to raise money because of this revenue sharing. The athletic department does. Supposedly, from what they say, this is going to raise somewhere in the neighborhood of $4 to $6 million. Beginning next year, you got to start sharing revenue with student athletes. Most SEC schools are going to go the 100% route, and Arkansas is one of them. That means you're on the hook for about $21 million. Got to find a way to raise some of that money. This is one of the ways that they're going to raise that money. The people who have seats in the arena, who've sat there forever, they're mad. The people who don't have seats at Bud Walton Arena but are mad about them being 1-7 are even more mad now. And there's a lot of differing opinions on all of this. It's going to cost more to be a fan, is the bottom line. Not just here, but everywhere. My problem with all this, and this kind of goes to what you're saying right here, is that a lot of the misinformation, and again, there was plenty of it yesterday, people make it sound like we're the only place that this is happening, that Arkansas is the only place where this is happening. This is happening at every school in America. To me, more than a cause of anger, I'm sad about it because I think, the hardest part in this, I believe, we can talk more about this as we move through the day. You want to talk about getting, am I getting too deep?
No, this is good.
For It's about memories. It's about memories. You've sat in the same seat for the last 30 years. Maybe you sat there with your dad and he's gone now. Maybe you sat there with your parents and you've started sitting there with your son, or you dream of sitting there with your children. Those memories are being taken away. And I feel terrible for those people about that. You talked a minute ago about wanting an investment on your, wanting a return on your investment. Not everything's transactional. You know, not everything is a guarantee. I'm of the belief that if you are expecting, if you believe that your price of admission means that you're going to get to watch your team win, that's not what you're paying for. You're paying for a place to park. You're paying for a place to sit. And you can decide if the product is worthy of you paying the money to go. If it's good enough to go, hey, if you want to pay $5,000 to watch a bad play, go do it. If you can go watch a good play for $200, more power to you. But the idea that return on investment means our emotions are satisfied, I think it goes too far. You're not paying for a W. You're paying for a place to park and a place to sit. And so I do think you're getting a return on your investment, even though the expectation is always excellence. And we've come to expect that when we invest money. And it just doesn't work. This is not, it's a university, the athletic departments are business, but we're not playing the stock market here. You know, as fans, we're not playing the market. We get a seat, we get a place to park, and you can decide whether or not it's, you know, worthy of your investment. But the idea that we have bought a win or bought success, or that's the expectation, that goes way beyond transactional to me.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
You did.
But I spewed it out.
You did, and you did it well, and you're a professional. And even when you're suddenly stranded on an island and scrambling is happening around you, you nailed it. You laid it out beautifully. I need to hear from some people.
I do too.
Like
I do too.
Like you and I, and more so me, am guilty sometimes of trying to get all the information and then telling you what's really going on and trying to explain what's happening. And sometimes, and maybe it's because I don't deliver it very well, I get accused of telling you how you should think. And I get that. That's not really the intent. I feel like a lot of times we don't make, as a society, as a fan base, as a country, we don't make informed decisions or opinions. We just react. And the intent here is to help raise the level of discourse to a smart conversation and not a real surface level conversation that doesn't really lead to anything of substance. It's just, I'm mad, and so let's vent to each other, but it's never going anywhere, and it's never going to produce any solve or fix or change. And sometimes that's okay. But today, I need to hear from fans who are either affected, or if they're not affected, they feel affected. So at the end of the day, this affects a handful of people in the 3 million of our state. I mean, even with a sellout at 19,000 people, that is well short of affecting the majority of Razorback fans in a state of 3 million people. So we're talking about people in a certain category who are already season ticket holders that are affected, and that matters, and they matter. The rest of the fan base, I think, is viewing all this, wondering what has happened to college athletics. What has happened to the experience that I grew up with, or that I'm currently going through as a student or just getting out of school? Like, what is college sports now? And the more it becomes professionalized and the more it becomes about money, it feels to me, Chuck, that we have lost that nostalgic being part of a school. Like, go back to high school, just being, if you were a Bentonville Tiger or a Charleston Tiger or a Boonville Bearcat or wherever you went to school, a Fayetteville Bulldog, you kind of go back and you remember that. It's still sort of that pure college or high school experience. Well, in college, that was kind of what we were. And every year it seems like we're losing that and we're becoming professionalized. And now we want something back. We always had expectations to win, but we want more and we expect more because it has become transactional.
This is the flip side to all the fun of the portal and the playoff and NIL. All that stuff's fun. It's interesting. Gives us a hot stove league. This is the flip side. This is the bad side of the court ruling. I promise you, the judges and the lawyers who set this in motion, this is why it's happening, because of a court ruling. Colleges don't have any choice. They had no idea what they were unleashing. They had no earthly idea what they were unleashing. And the profound effect, the long-term effect that it was going to have on just the average Joe out there who likes to go watch his team play. To me, I'm not mad at the universities. I'm not mad at Arkansas. I'm not mad at the other schools. They're doing the only thing they can do. It's been mandated by law. They don't have the money. It's been mandated by law. They have to do this. The whole thing's screwed up. That's why when people say this is not a sustainable business model, this is what they're talking about. But I don't blame the University of Arkansas Athletic Department for doing this because they have to survive. Because here's the choice if you don't. You don't max out on the revenue share. You get beat every Saturday. I mean, if you don't max out on the revenue share in the SEC, you can't compete. You have no hope of competing. And this is the way they're going to raise the money. And I find it as distasteful as the next guy, I promise you. But I, for the life of me, don't know what the alternative is.
877-377-6963. More to explain, but certainly want to hear from fans today. As you will be inundated with conversation that'll be surface level on, hey, they just want more money from the fans. They're raising prices, and the basketball team's not good right now. And what do I do with that as a fan? But there's been so much change in college athletics the last 2 or 3 years, and it really feels like the last year or two. I mean, this thing has been flipped on its ear. So how are you handling it? 877-377-6963. Phone lines are always open. And again, we'll try to get some insight from Hunter Yurachek and ask questions fans are asking us later in the show. But in the meantime, we'll sit here and discuss it, and you can join in. It's rainy today. It's kind of rainy in Fort Smith. It's kind of rainy in Fayetteville. It's in the 50s. So as you're getting out today, you might want to take a rain jacket or an umbrella. So that's the kind of morning show you're looking for right there. You want a little tip on how you got to get out the door today. Maybe wear a hat. It's the Chuck and Bo Show, 619. Good morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
There's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but there ain't but one Razorback. Not but one.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but at Paschal Air Plumbing and Electric, we're here to help lighten the load. This new year, enjoy no payments and no interest on all home repairs and replacements. Whether it's fixing that stubborn plumbing issue, replacing an aging heating and air system, or upgrading your electrical, our Paschal pros are here to keep your home running smoothly and stress-free. Visit gopaschal.com today to schedule your service. Paschal Air Plumbing and Electric. Professional people, professional service. See dealer for details with approved credit. Restrictions apply.
When you bank at First Security, you're choosing better for yourself and fellow Arkansans. Better service from friendly professionals who really invest in your goals. Better solutions with convenient tools and smart resources. And better support for the things that matter to you, as well as the communities that matter to us all. Because finding your better at First Security makes Arkansas better too. First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
2025 is here, and Fayetteville Auto Park is making it easier than ever to elevate your drive during our New Year sale. Every pre-owned vehicle, hundreds and hundreds to choose from, all with clearance pricing for a limited time. That's right, Fayetteville Auto Park has clearance priced every used car, truck, and SUV in stock. One-owner trades, budget buys, luxury vehicles, off-lease cars, even certified pre-owned, with special finance rates and warranties up to 100,000 miles. Buy now at all 4 Fayetteville Auto Park locations. That's Acura of Fayetteville, Honda of Fayetteville, Toyota of Fayetteville, and Chevrolet of Fayetteville. It's time to drive in 2025, and no one makes it easier than Fayetteville Auto Park. Take advantage of clearance pricing on every pre-owned vehicle now during our New Year sale. Limited time only at Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. FayettevilleAutoPark.com.
When is the last time you thought, oh, the SEC's making an announcement today, and it's going to be good for the Hogs?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson, my buddy Simon Wheeler with Wheeler Power Sports. Stop by the studio. Simon, what's going on?
If you have a name brand motorcycle, ATV, or side-by-side you would consider selling or trading, call or text or use bike buyers at 479-783-5822 or visit us online at WheelerPowersports.com. Buy, sell, or trade Wheeler is the one for 2025. Proud to be Fort Smith's authorized dealer for Kawasaki, Suzuki, Polaris, and Slingshot.
Simon Wheeler at Wheeler Power Sports in downtown Fort Smith, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
Since 1992, the Inn at the Mill has welcomed guests to experience the most unique place to stay when visiting Northwest Arkansas. Centrally located at the Johnson exit off I-49, the Inn at the Mill has established a rich tradition of comfort, convenience, and value. Whether it's the big game, business travel, a trip to Crystal Bridges, or a weekend getaway that brings you to Northwest Arkansas.
Do you know what I'm thinking about
the
on
Inn at
next
the Mill
game?
Has a spacious room with ample space to spread out. And when I'm there on business, I appreciate the fast free internet to keep me connected to work and the laid-back European-style breakfast to start the day. Experience unique and different at the Inn at the Mill, just off I-49 at the Johnson exit. Call 479-443-1800 to make your reservation. That's 479-443-1800 or visit innatthemill.com. The Inn at the Mill, where the past meets the present.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Cut Above Lawn and Landscaping. Does your yard need to be serviced in the fall and winter months? Of course. A Cut Above is with you every step of the way. Whether it's commercial or residential, a Cut Above can handle all your needs. Tree service, stump grinding, brush hog, full landscaping. Plus, a Cut Above can take care of all your leaf removal. Call or text today at 479-719-5605. That's a Cut Above, 719-5605.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Great point, Bo.
Thank you.
I'm Chuck. It's the Chuck and Bo Show. I'm going to start taking credit. Like when you make a great point, I'm going to call myself Chuck.
All right, fair enough.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I think this is the first morning since we started doing this show back in August that when we came in, it was actually raining. You know, I actually had to shield my dome as I made my way into the building.
Well, generally, by the time you get here, it stopped. But it's raining a lot in the middle of the night when I get here.
Here we go. Yeah, it was pouring when I got out. 877-377-6963. Caleb is in Mountain Home. Caleb, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, Caleb.
Good morning, gentlemen. How
Hey,
are
Caleb.
you?
All right, how are you doing?
How's Mountain Home this morning?
Rainy, just as the rest of
There
the
you
state.
go. There's a live weather update. Thank you.
Yep. You know, I was listening to y'all this morning, and I'll admit, kind of after football, I took a little bit of a break from college sports. Not much of one. I went to a basketball game back before they started conference play, but I was listening to what y'all were saying this morning about the way college sports has changed and the court rulings and everything like that. It's something I wanted to ask because I know that y'all are familiar with this whole world and knowing what's going on in it. I wanted to see, is there any sort of like fan-led or some college out there, is there any sort of push the Congress or the legislature of any sort that's looking to change or cap or do anything with the sort of organizational profession to maybe want to like tell, you know, the nation's capital, like, hey, this has kind of gotten out of hand. We can't do anything about it because the court said so. Are we just kind of sitting out here with our hands raised and no one says they can really do anything about it because no one's really tried to do it? Do y'all know of anything that's going on like that?
Oh, there have been all kinds of pleas to congressmen. I mean, everyone from Hunter Yurachek to, you know, lots of other ADs to Nick Saban even have testified before Congress about how this is a failing system. But I don't look, I mean, let's be candid here, Caleb. Do you really think they're going to be able to fix it? Do you really think Congress would be able to fix this?
I mean, I hear you. But,
I understand what you're saying,
Caleb.
But there's no chance.
The problem with college athletics is it got too big for its britches. Like, we are way in over our head. Like, when I say we, all of us that love college sports.
We all have champagne tastes and beer budgets.
We are so far in over our head. It's a horribly run organization. But what happened is imagine, like, you know, the local Little League went from being what it is, where you go play ball, to a massive business, and the same people were running it. And it's just way bigger than that. But at the simplest, you know, pea-size example of what we're talking about, and the toothpaste is out.
I hear, yeah,
you can't get it back in, and it's like, so now what do we do with the toothpaste that's all over the entire house?
Caleb, your questions are good questions. They're common sense questions. They're common sense questions. But this is not an issue that's been ruled by common sense. First off, I mean, when courts make rulings, you know, sometimes, I mean, that's the ruling. And evidently, and I'm certainly not an attorney and do not understand the legal aspects of all this, but evidently there's some legal footing there because, I mean.
You're talking about the rev share?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that sounded great because then we could all go compete, and it would be
the devil's always in the details.
It'd be a more level.
Thank you, Caleb.
But Caleb? Yeah. Thank you, and thanks for jumping in. We want to hear from people.
Well, you said something a minute ago that I want to get back to, and it ties into what Caleb asked there as well about, you know, at some point is sanity ever going to take over? Is basically what Caleb was asking, and you know, is Congress part of the answer? I don't really think Congress is part of the answer, but maybe so. You said something earlier, though. People who are not affected but feel affected. I think that's really, really, really important when you get to the heart of all this. For all the things Caleb just asked about, for all the things we discuss every time the state of college sports comes up, people feel like what they know has been taken away from them. The average Joe out there feels affected by everything, whether they're directly affected or not, because something that's always been a certain way is gradually and now drastically different than it was even 10 years ago, certainly when they were children. And all that, there's the feeling, I know there is, on the part of a lot of people that the rug's been jerked out from under them. And it has been, just to be blunt, it has been in terms of the way college sports runs now. But I can't blame the athletic departments. They're doing the only thing they can do under the circumstances. It is a screwed up system. And I just don't know what the answer is. But to me, this whole thing's more sad than you know, a reason to get angry. Although I know that, you know, that's an emotion that's going to, you know, a lot of people are going to be mad about it. A lot of people are mad about it. And we've already heard from a good number of them. And if you're a season ticket holder, you've probably discussed it too. I know this, if you're buying or selling a home, Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, is the place to go. Whether you're a first-time buyer or whether you're someone who's done this many times during the course of your life and You're maybe downsizing toward the end, or you need a bigger home, or you're moving. Whatever your situation is, I want to recommend Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, to you. I know Bo will. I know his family will.
Got an inspection at 10:45 this morning.
Okay, well, you got stuff to do today.
I'll be attending.
You got stuff to do this morning. That's how fast it can happen. When you deal with a pro, things can happen quickly. And that's what happens when you deal with Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company. They've been doing this a long time. That's why you know that you're dealing with professionals. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978. Washington and Benton counties, Fort Smith, Branson. Check them out at WeicherGriffin.com.
You know, when you talk about that, Chuck, you're talking about getting somebody who understands all the moving parts within the real estate game that we don't understand. That's what we're dealing with in college athletics right now. And every athletic director is trying to get their hands around a moving target that impacts so many people. And the most important people, like the people that make it all go, are the fans. 877-377-6963 if you want to hop in the Chuck and Bo Show. Trying to make sense of this college athletic world. We'll reset it a little bit if you're kind of lost, which is easy to do in this situation. Well, what is happening here? Why has Arkansas reseeded Bud Walton and are asking some for more money? 6:32 on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I've been waiting to say this for 5 years. Sterling in Center Ridge.
This is quite the coup that they have put together. Bo and Chuck, this is a dream team.
Guys, regardless of our age, feeling good is something we all want. That's what the Sweat No Edge is all about. It's where health, confidence, and peak performance come together. We all face challenges like low energy, hair loss, who's looking at me, stubborn weight, and skin health. The good news is we can do something about it. Get your free evaluation today and see where you are. Chuck and I have both done it and are better off for it. Log on to sweatnomcosmetic.com and click on the Sweat No Edge.
I always enjoy talking about Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original sports rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
Yeah, does Chuck sleep that much? Because it just sometimes,
He's old, so when you get old, you don't really sleep as much.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Arkansas is going to the Sweet 16. Ace for the Elite Eight. Arkansas has won. Arkansas is going to the Elite Eight for the first time since 1995.
Listen to every Razorback basketball game right here on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
Hey, this is Ty Richardson for Jake Neal and his team at Jerry Neal's Barbecue. Jake's dad, Jerry, started cooking barbecue at Jerry Neal's in 1977, and Jake took over and has been doing the same thing ever since. I got ribs the last time I was there. Woo! Man, they were good. Don't forget about the catfish either. It's cooked to order, so it's hot and fresh every single time. The best catfish in the River Valley. Jerry Neal's Barbecue, Catfish, and Catering, 1823 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hey, Ty Richardson here at First Financial Mortgage, my mortgage lender, Ethan Adamson. Ethan, congratulations, over 300 five-star reviews.
Yeah, Ty, we pride ourselves on delivering a 5-star service during the entire mortgage process.
What sets you apart from everyone else?
I think communication, how quickly we work, we get you closed on time or early. Call 479-782-9300. Weekdays 8 to 5, ffb1.com. First Financial Mortgage, in the business of you, equal housing lender.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Van. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, full deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561.
Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
Hey, Ty Richardson for JamMart. JamMart is always trying to save you money, and that's why they partner with Valero. Hook up your checking account to the Valero Pay Plus app, and you'll get 10 cents off a gallon, plus other special deals on holidays and more. JamMart and Valero, passing on the savings to you. Now available at the 3 Fort Smith Valero JamMart locations. And stop by any of the 6 JamMart locations in the area. JamMart, the leading gas station and convenience store in the region.
Hey, it's Matt Jones. Join me, Phil, and Dr. Charles Liggett every Monday at 12:15 for my favorite segment, 3 Up, 3 Down.
Pitchers look pretty good. Getting quite a few strikeouts over the weekend. Good to see Kendall Diggs back in there.
I'm a patient there, and you can be too. 3 Up, 3 Down is presented by River Valley Smile Center. Visit rivervalleysmiles.com or give them a call at 479-646-0706. That's River Valley Smile Center. When you come here, you become family.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
You were still on the air when I went to sleep last night.
Yeah. Was that the last voice you heard?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I have added Chuck to my Siri. Or to my maps, not Siri. My like if I'm driving around, Chuck,
Really?
I listen to Chuck now. Did you know that? You know that you were on there?
On what?
So it just tells me like turn right at the next stoplight, and it sounds like you.
Oh, really?
No, I'm kidding.
I didn't even know
But
they had that.
I'm trying to figure out how to
I
just
got
get
you.
your voice. On,
I
like,
understand.
My Headspace
Well.
app, which I don't use.
Oh,
that
your
enough.
voice is in my headspace.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
get me wrong.
You got me on your ringtone?
No.
Like me announcing who's calling?
No, but that is kind of clever.
We're going to get to Shane and Huntsville's call. I don't know how to efficiently explain all of this at times, but basically, Arkansas has had a $25 million line item budget that they did not have money for. So every athletic department now is 20 to 25 million.
Every program. I think that
Right.
should be emphasized. Not just Arkansas.
Right.
Everybody.
So there's a rev share opportunity to give more money to athletes, but that money has to come from somewhere, and it's not currently in your budget. One of the things they're doing is reseeding Bud Walton Arena, so they've added a higher level of donation. You have to make a donation. You always have had to make a donation in the Razorback Foundation if you are going to have certain premium seats and parking. And if you paid $20,000 for that last year, now that area of seating is $40,000. So it only affects a couple of thousand Razorback fans, but it trickles down in every way to all of the fans who are trying to root for their team or go to games. But it mostly affects that upper end donor. And we're trying to make sense of it when people ask the question, why? The idea is it's affecting, well, the truth is it's affecting everyone.
It's affecting everyone
like
in the
college
arena.
athletics.
But it's affecting everyone in Bud Walton Arena,
Everybody's going to get reseated.
Right.
If you had season tickets, you're going to get reseated, and it's going to be based on how much money you're spending, which has always been true. That part's just going up.
Right.
And it's now like a little bit of a whiteboard in terms of picking your seat where it's going to go.
Right. And the issue for a lot of people is because of the fact it's not been reseated in so long, you may have given, and I'm just pulling figures out of the air, you've given $1,000 a year. That's been your donation. And you buy the season tickets, and you've been sitting on row 4. That seat on row 4 is going to cost a lot more next year in terms of the donation. Now, you can donate at the same level you've been donating, but you're not going to sit in row 4. There's two sides to this. I do feel for those people, and I know we're going to get to Shane here, but let's say you've wanted to become a Razorback ticket holder, and you're willing to make a big donation in order to be able to buy those tickets. Well, for that big donation, you'd like a decent seat, but there's not one available. And the guy that's sitting 40 rows down in front of you is giving about a tenth of what you're giving. So there's a fairness aspect to it on both sides. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry. But it's going to affect everybody in the building.
Shane's in Huntsville, and we'll get to your calls if you're getting in here. We'll move through them. 877-377-6963. Shane, good morning. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Morning.
Hey, Shane.
Hey, so they're talking about reseating Bud Walton. Why aren't they doing it with baseball and football?
Well,
most of those donors, donors you've got right now, are guys that fight for all three sports. Am I not correct?
They have already done it for baseball, and I think they're constantly doing it in football. But they did the reseeding in baseball a couple of years ago.
Yeah. I'm just curious because most of those donors that are doing that have the box in places to watch the games. Those people they're having a hard time filling seats now. How are they going to do it now?
Well, it's sold out. It's just people that have tickets aren't going to
Well, you're talking about different things. You're talking about the football stadium, the basketball arena. We're talking about different things there in terms of where seats are empty.
But basketball, they've had it sold out since the 21-22 season.
Yeah, basketball is sold out in terms of their season tickets. Look, go ahead.
It's going to affect. I'm afraid it's going to affect the whole university. I mean, we all live in a state where we don't make the kind of money a lot of people make when you live in Dallas. I mean, I make a good living what I do, but do I want to spend $10,000 to go sit and watch the Razorbacks play? I can't afford that. But, there's people I know that got seats that weren't able to do that, and they've had them for years.
Yeah, most people
you're right.
And most people don't. And that's what I mean. It's only affecting a couple of thousand fans.
Well, not really.
At that level.
At that level, it is. Thank you, Shane. If you've given $1,000 or a certain amount of money, and you've done it for years, and you're sitting down by the floor, and you're old now. You're old. Your Razorback basketball experience is probably going to end this year because you're not going to go from giving $1,000 to giving $40,000. You're not going to do that. And neither are these people going to go sit in the second deck. A lot of these people will stop going. But now, let me say this. I suspect when all this is said and done, the overwhelming majority of people who have season tickets today will still have season tickets. Now, the overwhelming majority of them will not be sitting where they're sitting right now. I'm certain of that. But I need more clarification. I think we all need more clarification on this. And this is why I do think it's one of those issues that needs a day or two to percolate. But I do think the idea that it's only affecting the upper crust, so to speak, that's not my understanding of this. I think everybody that's got a seat in that arena is going to be affected in some form or fashion.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I was talking about at the highest level.
At the highest level, you're right.
But like if you have $500 and you want to have season tickets, you can have season tickets if they're still available to get. But that's what it's going to cost to get season tickets. That's the minimum. The highest is $40,000, and that just gets you in your level that you're going to be in. If you want to put it in hotel terms, it's going to get you in the penthouse suite, or you get your single king room down there. But everyone's seat is up to move around. I mean, what's going to happen is some people will be phased out, and people that want to spend the money will be phased in. I don't think that people are going to quit going to games. I don't think they're going to lose fans in terms of the number of people that will be at the arena, but it will change some of the people, and it will change where people sit. Caleb's in Greenwood. Hey, Caleb, good morning.
Good morning, y'all. How are y'all?
Hey, Caleb.
Chuck pretty much made my point before I got on, but yeah, it's going to hurt a lot of people. I'm really good friends. I'm a season ticket holder for all the major sports, and I got a lot of friends that sit down there very low that don't pay that much money, and I've talked to them a lot in the last couple of days, and they're very, very hurt by this, and I completely understand it. But to Chuck's point earlier, and it was the point I was going to make, was it is a two-sided coin. I'm a Broyles-Matthews donor level, and I would like to, get my money's worth for my ticket. So it's going to affect me in a positive way. So I just wanted to play devil's advocate because I know most of your callers are going to be hacked off about it, but I just wanted to show that other side of the coin that you showed earlier.
Well, that's a good point.
Thank you, Caleb. A caller brought up
Thank you.
Caller brought up Baum Stadium when they did the reseeding, and this is part of the reason that they did the reseeding. You could be a donor. You could call the Razorback Foundation and say, I'm going to give $100,000 to baseball, but I need a couple of tickets. You know what they were telling them? Best I can do is the hog pen. Before the reseeding, you would literally have to tell people, the best I can do is the hog pen. Now, from a business standpoint, you're cheating yourself out of much needed revenue when you do stuff like that. And so it is a double-sided coin, and there is a strong case to be made. But here's the reality. You got to have this money if you're going to compete in our league. I mean, you just have to. And that makes it bad for everybody.
Got to hit a break. More of your thoughts coming up. 6:47. Good morning. It's the Chuck and Bo Show.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Everyone remembers the Florida A&M game, and later became known here in Pulaski County as Rattlergate.
Being a Razorback fan isn't just about the game. It's about the community, the tradition, and the moments that matter. At Blakeman's Fine Jewelry, the official jeweler of the Arkansas Razorbacks, they understand the importance of those moments. That's why they offer a selection of fine jewelry that goes beyond the ordinary, just like our hogs. Visit Blakeman's Fine Jewelry in Rogers, where you'll find that perfect piece to celebrate your Razorback spirit and the special moments in your life.
Flight by Yuengling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yuengling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but at Paschal Air Plumbing and Electric, we're here to help lighten the load. This new year, enjoy no payments and no interest on all home repairs and replacements. Whether it's fixing that stubborn plumbing issue, replacing an aging heating and air system, or upgrading your electrical, our Paschal pros are here to keep your home running smoothly and stress-free. Visit gopaschal.com today to schedule your service. Paschal Air Plumbing and Electric. Professional people, professional service. See dealer for details with approved credit. Restrictions apply.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
I'm Dr. Scotty Bolding, a native Arkansan oral and maxillofacial surgeon. One of my goals is to make Arkansans healthier.
If you have sleep disorder breathing, it's important to treat it properly. The standard treatment's a breathing machine called CPAP. It helps you breathe during the night. However, there are other options thanks to some truly innovative and proven technologies.
Sleep is probably God's gift of medicine that we really don't utilize enough. If you have obstructive sleep apnea, it needs to be treated. So you need to be wearing your CPAP. So if you're not wearing your CPAP, there are some potential surgical solutions that can help you that actually work today. By correcting the jaw deformities that may be causing this obstructive sleep apnea is where we focus.
Dr. Bolding at Precedent Center for Facial and Dental Medicine works carefully with your sleep physician, determines where the underlying obstruction may be, and provides surgical solutions that open the airway, allowing you to breathe better.
Hey, give us a call, 479-755-3000, or log on to our website, precedent.com, PRECIDENT. We'd love to help.
So I spent yesterday. You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Papa's Pub and Pizzeria. The best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world. Rachel's at Papa's right now. Rachel, what do you think?
Papa's Pub and Pizzeria. The best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world.
You can check out their menu at papaspub.com. Cricket, how about you?
Papa's Pub and Pizzeria. The best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world.
Come on by and see us at Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, 508 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith.
When second's making a play, short's got to cover.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Good hustle, good hustle.
Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage.
It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself.
1, 2, 3, Wildcat!
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
Call Wade Gilkey or Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
Ty Richardson for American Patriot Promotions. They have their Meet a Gun show coming up Saturday, February 1st and Sunday, February the 2nd. The American Patriot Promotions Meet a Gun show is located at the Polk County Fairgrounds in Mena. Tickets are just $10 per person and only $8 for veterans, military, police, and first responders. For more information on this event, go to AmericanPatriotPromotions.com. American Patriot Promotions is the best avenue for outstanding gun shows.
The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell. You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Well, I got to go to the bank. I got to go to the cleaner. I mean, just errands. Errands. Things like that. Stuff you have people to do for you. Stuff I have to do myself.
There it is. The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, I had a great visit yesterday, Fayetteville Auto Park, out there yesterday
We saw a transfer over there. The
we
defensive
did.
line.
One of the new football players. And it's fun. Anytime you go to Fayetteville Auto Park, first off, for me anyway, I drive onto the lot. I see all the great cars and trucks and SUVs. I mean, I want every one of them. But just doesn't always work out that way. The thing about Fayetteville Auto Parks, you are going to get a great deal, but you are going to get a great selection. You're going to deal with hometown people you see at church, people you see at ball games, your neighbors. People that you run into at the grocery store. 25th anniversary. You don't hang around for 25 years unless you do things right and unless you take care of your customers. This is your one-stop automobile headquarters, sales, service, collision. They've got it all under one roof. Exit 67A, or you can log on to FayettevilleAutoPark.com.
Yeah, we all like options. You might see someone with a Chuck and Bo hat there, too.
You might.
You might run into that. By the way, speaking of things that you're going to run into, the Super Bowl is coming up about a week from
Sunday.
A week from Sunday.
Always on Sunday.
Are they playing it on Sunday?
It's amazing how that. It's always on Sunday.
Is Thanksgiving on Thursday?
Yeah.
Yeah. What day is Thanksgiving on this year? A moment of just like air flowing through your brain.
Yeah.
So if you want a commercial on the Super Bowl, if you want to have a commercial, can we do a Chuck and Bo show Super Bowl ad?
8 million.
16 for a 60.
Oh, wow. I was speaking in terms of 30-second spots.
Yeah.
A 60-second spot.
We only need 30.
Yeah.
Can we think we could raise $8 million for a Chuck and Bo Super Bowl commercial?
Will they sell us a 15-second ad?
Yeah. Could you let's do that. We should do premium seating in the studio.
We got room.
The problem is there's no demand.
Edward cleaned the place up yesterday. We got plenty of room.
Well, yeah. It is looking better.
Well, yeah.
By the way, a Bart update. We hope he's okay.
He's got COVID.
Oh my God.
But he's alive.
But he is. I think he's day
Barely
to day.
breathing.
He's day to day, but he's not here today. More of your thoughts coming up. It is 6:55. Good morning. Thursday morning on the Chuck and Bo Show.
You know the sound.
you know the place, and you know the time of year that means live racing at Oaklawn is coming. If your Oaklawn is playing favorites, letting it ride on long shots, or just soaking up the vibes of race day, it's time to make your plans and discover your Oaklawn. Live racing starts Friday, December 6th. Reserve seats, rooms in our hotel, or a spot in your favorite Oaklawn restaurant at oaklawn.com.
This is my Oaklawn.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I always enjoy talking about Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original sports rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
Having great vision enhances every part of life. That's why I go to McDonald Eye Associates. Whether it's a pair of readers or LASIK surgery, you know you're in good hands. You've heard former quarterback and now coach Ty Story talk about his great LASIK results with McDonald Eye. The surgeons there have done more LASIK procedures than anybody in the state of Arkansas and have helped numerous athletes get better results through improved vision. When it comes to vision, nobody sees it like McDonald Eye.
You know, I want Texas to lose. Yeah, I want them to rot in hell.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Arkansas is special. Our people are honest and hardworking. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm is pure Arkansas. We were raised here, we live here, and we're straight shooters. Unfortunately, out-of-state lawyers who care nothing about Arkansas are advertising for your legal business. They don't understand that you don't hand Arkansans a pile of cow dung and try to tell us it's a rose. Don't be just a number. Call the Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Tradition, reputation, results.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, cloudy skies, showers and thunderstorms will be with us throughout the day. We could see some very heavy downpours, especially across the south, where some folks could pick up 2 to 3 inches of rain today. A high this afternoon will be in the upper 50s, north mid 60s, south. Our wet weather will start to wind down late tonight, overnight lows in the 40s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Come Get You Some, Arkansas's premier off-road superstore. Call 782-MUD today.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
There's big news in the mobile sports betting business. Bet Saracen was just named the 15th largest sports book in America. That's because Arkansans like to do business with a winner. Find all your winners on Bet Saracen. Download it today and look for my RR prop bet specials. I pick them, you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages, or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
From the Bushlight Studios, this is ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
Are you sure this is legal? I don't know. It's fun though, isn't it?
At Shelter Insurance, we believe insurance should adjust to fit your needs. That's why we work with you to design an auto, home, and life insurance plan that's particular to you. Insurance that fits just right. And Shelter is known for our award-winning customer service, satisfied customers, and a plan for you. Ready to check us out? Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
See Agent Randy Milam in Alma or Agent Brandon Zimmerman in Barling.
Doctors, nurses, and other medical professionals are just people. They've got their lives and families same as you and me. But what happens when big hospitals and insurance companies ask too much of them and make them work too many hours without enough help? You can only stretch something so far before it breaks and people get hurt or even die. That's where I come in. If the healthcare system in our area has hurt you or someone you love, call me. Together, let's make them do healthcare better. I'm Phil Votaw, and you've never met a lawyer like me.
Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Robert.
And this is Elizabeth, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
Folks, it's that time of year again.
Mom, what's he talking about?
Matt, I have no idea.
It's hoop time, and in about a month, it's going to be baseball season.
And the Stadium Shop has everything you need.
Whether it's decorating your fan cave or getting something to wear for the game, we have what you need.
We even have Nike basketball jerseys, sideline apparel, even brands like Cutter and Buck and Champion.
Or how about something from Tommy Bahama or Coliseum for those Hawaiian shirt Sundays?
Guys, Nike baseball team hats and jerseys will get here about the 1st of February. Hey, Matt, do you know what's blue but doesn't weigh very much?
No, what?
Light blue.
Mom, please help.
Matt, there's no cure for a dad joke.
Folks, come by the Stadium Shop located at 989 South Razorback Road next to Baum-Walker Stadium, or shop us on them Insta www.
Dad, it's
Facebook.
the website, which is shoponrazorback.com. That's shoponrazorback.com.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
Well, you know, if you'd watched any of the local newscasts last night, they would have talked to you like you had a single-digit IQ, and they would have told you exactly what to put in your car, like a blanket, you know, maybe some gloves, a coat. How about a coat?
If it's hot out, they go. Police officer Chief Smith says, like, here are some tips to stay hydrated.
Yeah,
and then they cut
water.
to the interview, and he's like, "So you want to stay hydrated by drinking water? Maybe some Gatorade."
God, thank God they're there.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
That was a called play, and I called it, Chuck.
Back to Save Sports Radio.
I'm ready to roll right now,
Can you believe we're doing this?
This brings back.
Just like old times.
This is getting ridiculous, Bo Mattingly.
Northwest Arkansas is growing. It deserves an intelligent sports radio.
Two bald white guys with a face for radio.
Here is Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
You said it a little bit earlier. I'm 100% on board with you. I hate it when we got to talk about serious stuff like money and things like that. It's a lot more fun to just come on here and like give each other a hard time and, you know, just goof off. But, hey, this has got people talking. The reseating of Bud Walton Arena has some people up in arms.
You know, when you're not winning, and most people aren't.
That's it.
When you're not winning, and again, I'll say it, most people aren't. That's one of the problems we have with sports. But it's what people talk about. Like, you know, and when you're not winning, you talk about it sometimes more than when you are. You're just in a better mood when you are. But it's another thing to gripe about. The bottom line is when NIL became a thing, prices and everything was going to go up because the money for universities and athletic departments has always come from two places: TV deals and donations. Where do you think the money's coming from when prices or when the budget has to go up? The budget has to go up if you want to compete. So unlike professional sports, you know, it's a different deal. Professional sports, it comes also from some sponsorships and advertisements, but in the grand scheme of things, that's a pretty small number compared to your overall budget number. Like if you're $150 million annual athletic department budget, maybe 10 or 12 million is coming from sponsorships. If you're in the NFL, it's all coming from TV revenue and sponsorships and ticket sales. But you're not making a bunch of donations. This is so what we've done is we took a model and we half baked it and we threw it out there. It's not gonna work without affecting people in a massive way. But the number of people it's affecting are the people that actually do give that money. Like, so it's a small group of people, but the feeling is that we're all getting screwed. Well, like if you're at any level of a fan, whether you're giving money or not, you still feel like it's affecting you.
That's a byproduct of not winning this season the way people had hoped they would. But I don't know that the average Joe, and I include myself in the group of average Joes, I don't know that we have ever really grasped what a cataclysmic event it was in college athletics to start paying players. I don't think we really, for fans, we've talked about it in theory for decades. I don't think we understand or really have any real comprehension of what that means. And the idea that all of a sudden, if you're going to be competitive, which in the SEC and in Arkansas, our fans demand, they demand it, you're going to have to raise about $21 million new dollars. People are losing their jobs within the athletic department.
They've made $3 million worth of cuts
right
from the budget they had a year ago.
And believe me, athletic directors are not waking up and thinking, man, I'm glad they're doing this. This has been long overdue. This is turning their jobs into absolute nightmares.
It's a living hell.
And because here's the thing, and here's what's frustrating for fans, I think, it's frustrating for me, is there's no way out of this. This is inescapable.
It's like me stuck in the Atlanta airport.
Going to change.
I can't get it. I couldn't leave. I couldn't go anywhere.
When the courts, and I
deal with it.
I use that term, the courts. When the courts unleashed all this, they had no earthly idea what they were bringing to bear. They had no earthly idea. I don't understand the law, and I don't claim to. But I do know that the end result of this legal opinion is absolute disaster at the college athletics level. The people that it's most unfair to are the fans. It's most unfair to the fans. And it's not okay to say, well, only because it affects a small group of people, it's not a big deal. That's not okay, in my opinion. Every person in this state has an emotional investment in the Razorbacks. And all of these people, whether it's financial or emotional, feel like little by little their program is being taken away from them. What they grew up loving, the ideal of the Razorbacks, that they grew up believing to be true, in some cases is gone now. But now here's the thing that you have to realize if you're one of those people who feels that way. There's absolutely nothing that the University of Arkansas Athletic Department or any other athletic department in America can do about this. This is not a situation where they're trying to screw you over. And anybody that gets on the air and tells you that's the case is simply taking the easy way out because they don't understand the issue. Nobody wants to do this. Nobody. I guarantee you this is the last thing Hunter Yurachek wanted to deal with when he took this job. And it's not just here. It's all over the country. It's inescapable. It's sad is what it is. But I don't know that there's anything we can do about it. And by that I mean you said it earlier, the toothpaste is out of the tube. The NIL, revenue share, all this stuff, it's been decided. This is the system. It's a no-win for just about everybody. But the bottom line is I do think a lot of the negative reaction today is because people feel like they're entitled to wins when they spend money. And unfortunately, it just doesn't work that way.
You said just about everyone. It's a win for the players. And the problem with that is when the fans feel like they're getting hosed and the players are winning, but they're not winning on the floor and you're not getting that return on what your emotional or financial investment is, you're mad. And this is the consequence of what the government and college athletics decided to do, really forced by the hand of the government, to make something happen that we didn't know the best way to actually execute. And so here's what you get. And it affects a lot of people, both financially and emotionally. Brent in Searcy on the Chuck and Bo Show at 7:10. Good, gleeful morning, Brent.
I don't know what's gleeful about it, but I'll take it.
Well, it's a choice. It's just a choice and an attitude.
It's a choice and attitude. You're right. Well, there is one good thing about it. My donation should not have to go up for what I give to roll in there in a wheelchair. That's one good thing about it. I'm afraid to call and ask because they'll probably raise me up to $40,000.
Brent, you are one of those, and I just in the interest of full disclosure, you give them a pretty good chunk of change. You give them a pretty good chunk of change every year.
I do, and Chuck, I'm just going to tell you, I am battling with it after this year. Am I going to buy football tickets anymore after this season? Because there's home games I want to see this year. Am I going to keep throwing money after something that our players think they're entitled? They don't play hard, and our athletic director, his hands are tied, but he is, Chuck, what is it? It's going to come down to where it's all corporate in the stands, just like when you go to a Super Bowl.
But here's the deal, Brent. Here's the deal. Let me stop you just for a second, and then you can say whatever you want. It's not like an athletic director. Hunter can't stop this. It's not like any other athletic director can stop this.
Oh,
I mean, you've just got to try to maneuver as best you can, knowing that you're going to make a lot of people mad.
And would you? I'm just going to say this. Would you say he's made more people mad in the state of Arkansas than he's made happy?
Well, nobody's happy when your team's not winning and you feel like it's costing you more to watch them lose. Nobody likes that. I get all that. But the answer to your question is, whatever anger's been directed at him on this is misdirected. He's doing the same thing every athletic director in America is doing right now, trying to figure out how they can raise this money. Because if they don't have this money, they're not going to be competitive. And if they're not competitive, their fans are going to go crazy.
And they're going to lose their job.
And
they're going to get fired.
And in the state of Arkansas, it's going to be hard for him to raise this money.
You're right. You're right. It is.
Oh, I mean.
So Brent, just along those lines, just for clarity.
But what's he supposed to do?
Yeah,
not do it?
Like, are you saying somebody else would do a better job if they were the AD, and like this would all be better if somebody else were in that position? Because I don't understand. The issue is the issue. He's just the guy that's in that position right now.
Now he could have done better with some other. He could have handled some other things better. I don't believe that this money issue is of his of doing. This goes back to the Ed O'Banion case of 1993.
Well, you're never going to like everything somebody does, but in this instance, there's not much he can do about it.
No, you're exactly right. But I mean, it's a sad state of affairs.
Yeah.
With a player like Ed O'Banion, who was just a average guy that was the number one pick of the New Jersey Nets, who couldn't play dead in a Western movie, set the precedent, and the court system listens to him and makes it where we got to. I mean, college sports is over, as you and I grew up knowing it, Chuck.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
that's changed.
Thank you, Brent.
No question.
Now, the one thing about when you look at it in a bigger picture perspective, say, is that Ed O'Bannon's case was because the players, and I think with a great deal of justification, felt like they should be compensated for their name, image, and likeness. I mean, there were people making fortunes off video games. There were people making fortunes off jersey sales. I understand all that. I do think they should get a cut of that. I think it's blatantly unfair that they didn't. But most things go too far when they're corrected. Most of the time things are overcorrected. I think there's just been an overcorrection here. It was bad, in my opinion, before. Players were getting hosed. But it's gone to the other extreme now. And neither one of them were sustainable.
Got to hit a break. We'll take more thoughts and calls coming up. Text, we'll get to some of those, 877-377-6963. Don't forget, you can listen to the Chuck and Bo Show anywhere on the Hit That Line Now app, presented by Taco Bell. You can also follow us on social media at Chuck and Bo Show. Brought to you in part by First Security Bank, where it's all about local banking. More convenient locations, all about Arkansas, and all in on local support and local people. Friendly, local banking is how you bank better. Check them out online at fsbank.com, the official bank of the Chuck and Bo Show. First Security Bank, member FDIC. 716. Good morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I think that having Brian, allowing him to call in occasionally, is a healthy reminder of why you don't like Texas. If you suffer from sleep apnea, but you can't stand wearing your CPAP machine, I've got good news. And you need it because not wearing your CPAP can lead to severe health problems.
Sleep is probably God's gift of medicine that we really don't utilize enough. If you don't have good sleep, you're not only affecting your body, it can affect your heart, it can affect your lungs, it can increase weight gain. If you don't get good sleep, you also are not filtering your brain well. So sleep's very, very important.
Dr. Scotty Boulding, who's an Arkansas native and world-renowned surgeon, has proven surgical alternatives that can improve your airway and help you breathe better.
If you have obstructive sleep apnea, it needs to be treated. So you need to be wearing your CPAP. So if you're not wearing your CPAP, there are some potential surgical solutions that can help you that actually work today. By correcting the jaw deformities that may be causing this obstructive sleep apnea is where we focus.
Call Dr. Boulding's office today at 479-755-3000 for a consultation and tell them you heard it on the Chuck and Bo Show. There's simply not a better shopping experience than Macadoodles. Looking for the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits? Macadoodles or Guess Who in Bentonville has you covered. With an unbeatable selection, amazing prices, and service that's unbeatable, they've got everything you need. Whether you're stocking up for a party, updating your bar, or just grabbing your favorites, Roger and the team are always there to help. Make the smart choice. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista at the state line, and Guess Who in Bentonville. Guys, regardless of our age, feeling good is something we all want. That's what the Sweatnum Edge is all about. It's where health, confidence, and peak performance come together. We all face challenges like low energy, hair loss, who's looking at me, stubborn weight, and skin health. The good news is we can do something about it. Get your free evaluation today and see where you are. Chuck and I have both done it and are better off for it. Log on to SweatnumCosmetic.com and click on the Sweatnum Edge.
There's nothing we enjoy saying more than I told you so.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen, because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid, and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen and look for my Double R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call your local Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Service Master Clean is an industry leader and can remove the toughest stains from your home or office. And they back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087 or online at servicemasterpc.com.
It's Ty Richardson with owner and operator Cecil Gardner with Jazzco Graphics, now 17 years in the industry. Favorite hog memory growing up, Cecil?
When we beat OU in the Orange Bowl in 1978, I was living in Allen Grove Projects, and it was a shutout at halftime, and I ran out of the house. I ran from one end of the projects to the other end screaming, "Go Hogs." I'll never forget that. Jazzco Graphics Design, 2415 Midland. It's on the corner of Midland and Kelly. Jazzco Graphics, the one-stop shop.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Are you in the market for a new office printer or multifunction device? Look no further. At Dixie Digital Imaging, we bring a legacy of experience and a rock-solid reputation. Our state-of-the-art solutions are tailored to meet your business needs seamlessly. Why settle for anything less? Call us now at 479-783-6600 to get a quote on your next office printer or multifunction device. Elevate your office efficiency with Dixie Digital Imaging, where experience and reputation meet excellence. That's Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
I was supposed to ask him at the start of the segment what he did
really
last night.
appreciate you asking.
I forgot. What'd you do last night, Bo?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
877-377-6963. It is the Chuck and Bo Show. Glad you're here. 7:20, and Nelson's in Harrison. Nelson, good morning. What's happening?
Good morning, fellas. Man, I'm just living life, loving life, wishing the Hogs were better, but aren't we all, right? I mean, thing of it is, guys, what I want to say anyway, is the tickets have to be, this reseating has to be done. Everybody can blame Hunter. They can say, Hunter can't change this. This has got to happen. It happened with baseball. Really and truly, it didn't affect. It didn't really cause a big stir after it was done. But whenever it started, it's like, oh, God. But, guys, this is what I want to say right here and what I want to ask you guys. Honestly, if you've got a season ticket right now, you're not going to be pushed out of the stadium. It's just going to change, And I do get that if you're at a certain spot and you got nostalgia with that spot, it's going to be hard for you. But the thing of it is, guys, other than on the end lines, behind the baskets in the lower bowl, there's not a bad seat in the house in Bud Walton to watch if you want to go to the game.
I agree with that.
If you want to go to the game to watch the game, you probably don't want to go to Bud Walton because you're going to have somebody getting up in front of you, needing to go to the bathroom. You probably need to watch it on TV.
Now we're talking about the convenience of home versus the excitement of being at the game.
So, guys, this is what I want to say. Tell you one more thing here, guys. This is not a huge deal. Yes, it's very big for nostalgia, for people that have nostalgic seats. And that's a question you got to ask yourself. And I want to say this one more thing, guys. Whenever Musselman was here, the energy and Bud Walton seemed to be better. I don't know if that's because he went out at midcourt and made sure everybody was up calling the Hogs or whatever, but the energy was better. And certain games were $400 or $500 to get a ticket on the secondary market. I'm a lucky guy, and I'm kind of thrifty. So I went and shopped around and got an Auburn ticket for $50 and seen us be the number one ranked Auburn. So you can find it, guys. People can find the ticket if they're a Razorback fan and they want to find the ticket. But, guys, we're talking about a different coach, different atmosphere. The tickets, if you get them, if we start winning, they'll be like gold in this state. So, thanks, guys. Have a great day. Go Hogs.
Thank you, Nelson.
Thanks, Nelson. The energy at Bud Walton Arena is not great because the Hogs haven't been great. That I expect to change. And something else we've talked about this week. Are you on the side of the Cal conversation with, this just didn't work? Or it's like, hey, it's not working yet. But the guy's won everywhere he's been, and he's going to win here. And when he does, he's going to do it with really exciting players that are already coming in next year. And, it was a miss. It has been so far with the roster this year. I'm not done with this season, though. We talked about that as well. We'll see how this plays out. Hasn't gone like you wanted it to. But I don't think that Bud Walton Arena is going to do anything but get better from where it's been so far this year. And I think it might actually go to new heights over the next 2 or 3 years.
Well, I think there's a very real possibility.
That's a realistic
that will happen. I think it is a very realistic.
I think it is.
Well, here's when you talk about timing and all this, would it be better if they were 7-1 in conference play? Well, sure. But revenue sharing's not going to stop because Arkansas is 1-7 in basketball. You don't stop having to, whether you think it's good or not, you don't stop having to pay players and coaches because you're not winning as many games as you want. The world keeps on rolling, and you've got to play catch up. And they're going to have – this is just how it works. I know this is like – I hate even saying it. They're going to have about 10 new players to pay for next year. Cal's salary's pretty big. Coach's salary is pretty big. They spend a lot of money on football and basketball and the other sports. Costs a lot of money to operate them. None of that stuff stops just because you're not. That's why losing sucks so bad. And that's why when you lose, boy, I mean, it's imperative that you catch up, because otherwise you find yourself in a situation where you're having to raise money on the back of a team that's not doing as well as your fans want. And that's the spot that they're in right now. But you have to go ahead and do it. You don't have any choice, because if you don't, you fall even further behind.
I sometimes just look at things, I guess, too reasonably.
And I hate saying that, man, because it just makes it sound so transactional.
Well, that's where we are.
I know.
That's the decision that was made.
I know that.
Way above Arkansas. That's not an Arkansas decision.
It's everywhere.
The decision now is are you going to play the game? Or you said this way back 3 months ago about NIL. You're either going to compete in NIL or you're going to get run over. And where's the NIL money coming from? And then the fans get, rightfully so, upset. Well, I can't afford to, how am I going to support this? Totally get it. But this is just where we are. We don't like change. And we certainly don't like change when I get a call from the insurance company and they tell me my homeowner's insurance is $1,000 more than it was last year.
Don't get me started.
Nobody likes that. Well, what are you going to do about it? You're going to not have homeowner's insurance? I'm telling you, it was such a self-talk day for me stuck in the Atlanta airport.
Yeah.
Because when you're there for 12 hours, you, at some point, come to the realization you can't leave yourself there. You're going with you, and there's no getting out of the airport until the plane leaves. It's not happening. And it's just where we are, and it's okay to be upset about it, but what's the solve? And it's college athletics' fault. It's the fault of local governments, state governments that started saying, well, we're going to do this in our state. Somebody else is going to do it over here. Well, it's where we are. And I don't really, I get the feeling, but this is what we have now. And this is the most volatile, emotional time that we've had in college athletics, maybe ever, because of the transactional nature and the level that it's gotten to. And we are not set up, and I'm talking about all athletic sports in college, we are not set up in a system that works for everybody involved.
I also think, too, there's the trust factor involved in this. And it's not just here, but it's all over the place. Sometimes in the South, I think it matters a little bit more. But the people that are asking people for more money, they don't know them. They don't know them. They work, somewhere else. I'm not being critical. I mean, this is the nature of the world we live in now. I mean, people move, and you don't work and live with the people that you grew up with all the time. And we kind of got used to over 50 years in Arkansas to every time somebody asked us for something, it was somebody that had asked us for stuff before, somebody we knew, somebody that we felt like was one of us, so to speak. In a transactional world, that's not how things work. Not just here, but all over the country. You got people asking you for more money, and you don't know who they are. It's just a name. You don't know who they are. They've never been to your town. You don't know them. But they're telling you got to spend more money, and they act like they don't care. That doesn't sit well with people. By the same token, and I'll go to the flip side. This is a double-edged sword, and I mean it's sharp on both ends. On the other side of it, if you're a college administrator now, no matter where you're from, no matter where you were born, you're expected to win where you are now. And if you don't have this money, you have no prayer. It's terrible that it's that way. I just think it's horrible. And I don't get mad at any fan who gets mad. Because if I was sitting in their chair, I'd be pissed off too. So I'm not going to be critical of them, but neither am I going to be critical of the people asking for money because they don't have any choice.
877-377-6963. JT asks if budget cuts are being made, why aren't they telling us? Well, they are. I don't know if the information is getting to you, but it's been Hunter said it before.
Well, I can tell you as one who spends a good bit of time up there, it's not one of those situations where, they fired 10 people. Did you hear? They fired 10 people. But things change in terms of like how you travel, what your budget is. Adherence to budget is much more important now than maybe it was 10, 20 years ago. Ask any of those head coaches up there right now what adherence to budget means to them today as opposed to what it meant to them 5 years ago. It's a whole different ballgame now. You're expected to adhere to that budget right down to the nickel. And every department's having to run this way now. There's nothing wrong with that. But I can tell you that there are instances in terms of, lots of things that have gone on a daily basis, travel, things of that nature where there have been cuts made. I can assure you of that.
Do you adhere to a budget, Chuck?
Not as well as I should.
Yeah, same.
Not as well. I'll be honest enough to say it. Not as well as I should.
Down to a nickel.
Some people are like that.
I admire those people.
Not one of them.
I need to get on that plane.
I need to get on that plan too.
Hey, Blakeman's Fine Jewelry is the official jeweler of the Arkansas Razorbacks, doing their part to help, and they've just opened a newly renovated store in Rogers that is unbelievable with a grand opening coming February 8th. They're open now. Doesn't mean you got to wait till the 8th to get in there, but it's going to be a lot of fun on the 8th if you get a chance to stop by. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry has something for every special occasion, any milestone in life, an unparalleled selection of brilliant stones, handpicked for their quality and beauty. The place to get a diamond at Blakeman's. It's where your search ends and your story begins. 7:32 on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Guys, first and foremost, congratulations on the official launch of the Chuck and Bo Show. I want to know, how did you guys decide which name went first, Chuck or Bo? Was that a flip of the coin?
I always enjoy talking about Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original sports rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
Our New Year's sale is on at Chevrolet of Fayetteville. Get total New Year's savings up to $13,000 on select in-stock new 2024 Silverados. That's up to $13,000 in total savings on a new Silverado. Limited time only during our New Year's sale at Chevrolet of Fayetteville in the Fayetteville Auto Park. Chevrolet, together let's drive. ChevroletofFayetteville.com. Savings include dealer discounts and all incentives on select models. Must qualify. See dealer for details. Expires 3/3/25.
For 5, 10, 15 seconds, stare it down and ask yourself, is this really a bracket that's going to determine the best team in college football?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
It's time to start the year strong at Heartland Honda Power Sports and Marine. Don't miss our first huge sale of 2025, featuring unbeatable discounts and exclusive incentives on many of your favorite Honda rides, like Honda Ranchers, Honda Pioneers, and Honda Goldwing, plus so much more. Whether you're tackling trails or cruising in style, we've got the perfect ride for you. Visit Heartland Honda in Springdale today and make 2025 your best year yet. Heartland Honda, work hard, play hard. For your safety, read the owner's manual, wear a helmet, eye protection, close side nets and doors, and always wear seatbelts. Honda ATVs side by side are at 16 years and older.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen, because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid, and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen and look for my R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call your local Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Service Master Clean is an industry leader and can remove the toughest stains from your home or office. And they back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087, or online at servicemasterpc.com.
The Party Place has everything you need for special occasions. Super Bowl parties, Mardi Gras celebrations, Valentine's decorations, and more. Party supplies for 1 to 100. Shop the Party Place in Fort Smith.
It's time to party. So come to the Party Place. Let's party.
The Party Place in the Tuesday Morning Building behind Ashley Furniture in Fort Smith.
Get ready for your party at the Party Place.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Van. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, pool deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561.
Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
This is a public service announcement for hard seltzer lovers. Neutral Vodka Seltzer has arrived. Made with simple ingredients like vodka, seltzer, and real juice. Neutral tastes good. Like real good. So good that you'll never want to drink another artificial tasting seltzer again. Neutral's light and refreshing taste will show you what a vodka seltzer can be. Try Neutral, the one with the umlaut. Copyright 2023 Neutral Distilled Spirit Specialty, Los Angeles, California. Enjoy responsibly.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
You know, the family that listens to the Chuck and Bo Show together stays together. That's what you got to remember.
That's great.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Bringing families together, baby.
That's back when we were
That's
having
what we
fun.
do. Yeah, that's back when we had
were
a fun
having
show.
a
Back when we had to
fun
talk
show.
about money.
Good times.
Serious stuff.
Fast times.
Fast times.
Those are the good times.
Fast times at
We
the
were
Chuck and Bo
making all
Show.
the money. Hog Noxious. Good morning. What's happening in Cave Springs?
Morning, fellas. It's great to see you. You know, you were talking about the cost of your insurance raising. When they raised the price of that, did they give you better insurance?
No.
Are you getting more insurance? You know, those dozen eggs.
And then when you have a wreck in your car, your insurance goes up. It's like, what was I paying for?
That's exactly right. I bought those eggs are 5 times the cost that they were. I looked inside. There's still only 12 eggs in there. And you know what they do? They still taste like eggs. It's the same dozen eggs. They just want 5 times the money for it. Everything's up. Everything costs more money. And that doesn't mean you're getting something better. That just means it costs more.
Wow.
But one of the things that I haven't heard it this morning, but I have heard it a little bit. They think that these seats, the reseating of Bud Walton Arena, has to do with having new coaches. And I can assure you with absolute certainty, none of this has to do with any of the new coaches, because all of this was essentially in place before John Calipari was a coach for the University of Arkansas.
You're right. Thank you, Bobby.
Good to hear from you.
The idea that this money is being raised to pay for Cal and his coaching staff, that's a product of the old model of thinking. In the old model, you didn't pay players. You never had to think about it. In the old system, if players weren't being paid right now, let's say there was no requirement for revenue share, scholarships weren't going up, there wasn't any requirement there. It was just like it once was. And they told you they were going to reseat Bud Walton Arena a year after they hired John Calipari. Well, that's probably to pay for the coach. But in this case, I hate to tell you this, but what they're going to pay John Calipari over the next 5 years pales in comparison to what they're going to have to pay these student athletes. Over the next 5 years, I think Cal's contract's $37 million? That's a lot of money. You know what they're going to have to pay these players over the next 5 years? Over $100. It's not $21 million for life. It's $21 million a year. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what an athletic director is dealing with right now? I don't know how in the world they do it. So this is not about paying Cal and his staff. This is about a sea change in the way college athletics are funded. We've gotten through the fun part. We've watched the college football season. We've seen the playoff. We've seen new players go different places. We've had a hot stove league to talk about.
Explain people may not.
It's the old baseball term. Back in the baseball, when baseball was the big sport, you got to the winter, you had the trades, you had it became free agency in the 70s, but you had all this off-season activity, and it kept you interested. And it was
like recruiting back in the day.
Right.
When we were hanging out.
And it was cold in the winter, and so they called it the hot stove league. And that's basically what you have now in college football. You got all this off-season movement. It's fun to watch. This is the flip side. This is the price of admission. This is what all this fun costs. And it's, the cost is going to be borne by the people that go to the arenas and the stadiums. That's just the reality of it. And it's kind of like a toll road. You want to drive down that road, you got to pay a little extra to go down that road. You want to be a college sports fan beyond watching it on television? This is the flip side. And I hate it, but I don't see any way around it.
So basically, there's a $20 to $25 million deficit in the budget that is suddenly there because of the court ruling that allows you to pay players directly, not NIL, directly out of the athletic department budget. So Arkansas reportedly has cut $3 million in spending. This new reseeding plan at Bud Walton hopes to raise $4 to $6 million, and they're trying to offset that $25 million however they can and still make it equitable and doable for fans. The issue is what's happening is the number of people that can afford to go to games, it's already small. There's a finite number of people. If we have a state at 3 million, of the 19,000-ish that can go to Bud Walton Arena, that's you're getting that from mostly upper income people in our state. These are the people that are really dealing with this, but it affects everyone. And emotionally, we're all like, what is happening here? I see all this conversation about money, but what is the return I'm getting? And as Hog Knox has pointed out, and Chuck has pointed out earlier, a seat at the table. You get to sit down. You get to still be in the league and maybe compete.
Got a place to park.
But it doesn't ensure victories. And that's what's different about sports versus when you pay $100 and you splurged to go have a great meal. You expect that meal to be good. In sports, you're playing another team that is also competing to be good. When you go to the restaurant, there's not a fight in the kitchen over whether your steak is coming out okay. Like, they're going to cook it and they're going to bring it out, and they don't have to break a tackle on the way to the table. And that's tough for people to get their brain around, because when money's involved, you want a return on investment. You know what? It's time for a good news segment.
Let's do it.
The good news is it seems like everything's more expensive this year. But at Pasco Air Plumbing and Electric,
now we're talking.
They're going to lighten your load.
Now we're talking.
This new year, enjoy no payments and no interest on all home repairs and replacements. Whether it's fixing that stubborn plumbing issue, replacing an aging HVAC system, or upgrading your electric, the Paschal Pros are here to keep your home running smoothly and stress-free. Whew. Visit GoPaschal.com today to schedule your service. Paschal Air, Plumbing and Electric. Professional people, professional service. Paschal. Back in a minute on the Chuck and Bo Show, 7:45.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Rick's in Fayetteville. Rick, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, good morning, guys. It's a privilege to talk with you guys, and I love the Razorbacks.
With Oaklawn Sports, the action never stops and the season is never over. It's now easier than ever to wager on your favorite sports all year long. Go from football to basketball to baseball to golf. Bet on what you want, when you want, with the brand you trust. Oaklawn Sports even offers ways to bet on cricket, rugby, table tennis, and more. If it's a sport, chances are you can wager on it. Plus, it's now simpler to deposit and withdraw money from your account. Bet all year long with Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
I'm Dr. Scotty Bolding, a native Arkansan oral and maxillofacial surgeon. One of my goals is to make Arkansans healthier.
If you have sleep disorder breathing, it's important to treat it properly. The standard treatment's a breathing machine called CPAP. It helps you breathe during the night. However, there are other options thanks to some truly innovative and proven technologies.
Sleep is probably God's gift of medicine that we really don't utilize enough. If you have obstructive sleep apnea, it needs to be treated. So you need to be wearing your CPAP. So if you're not wearing your CPAP, there are some potential surgical solutions that can help you that actually work today. By correcting the jaw deformities that may be causing this obstructive sleep apnea is where we focus.
Dr. Bolding at Precedent Center for Facial and Dental Medicine works carefully with your sleep physician, determines where the underlying obstruction may be, and provides surgical solutions that open the airway, allowing you to breathe better.
Hey, give us a call, 479-755-3000, or log on to our website, precedent.com, Precedent. We'd love to help.
Fayetteville Auto Park has been Northwest Arkansas's premier automotive dealer for a long time. There's a reason for that. It starts with great brands: Acura, Chevrolet, Honda, Toyota. Plus, they've got a huge pre-owned inventory. They've got an on-site collision center. And that really is what makes them your one-stop automotive headquarters. The best brands, the best people, the best service, and the best selection. Whatever your automotive needs, Fayetteville Auto Park.
If you haven't tried a flight by Yuengling, you're missing out on the great taste of Yuengling that is a light beer. It's the next generation of light beer. Get it on draft, in the can, the new skinny cans, and now the new 16-ounce resealable twist-off aluminum bottle. Perfect for any occasion. It's just 95 calories, and you're still enjoying a Yuengling. Take your beer game to new heights with Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. There's no better shopping experience than you're going to find at Macadoodles or at Guess Who in Bentonville. And every Wednesday is Wine Down Wednesday. 15% off every bottle of wine in the store, even if it's already on sale. But when it comes to selection, amazing prices, and unbeatable customer service, Macadoodles and Guess Who in Bentonville is second to none. Wine, beer, and spirits. Stock up for your next party, or just stop by and grab your favorite. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista, and Guess Who in Bentonville. The two best guys in mediocre sports radio.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell.
This is a public service announcement for hard seltzer lovers. Neutral Vodka Seltzer has arrived. Made with simple ingredients like vodka, seltzer, and real juice. Neutral tastes good. Like real good. So good that you'll never want to drink another artificial tasting seltzer again. Neutral's light and refreshing taste will show you what a vodka seltzer can be. Try Neutral, the one with the umlaut. Copyright 2023 Neutral Distilled Spirit Specialty, Los Angeles, California. Enjoy responsibly.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Cut Above Lawn and Landscaping. Does your yard need to be serviced in the fall and winter months? Of course. A Cut Above is with you every step of the way. Whether it's commercial or residential, a Cut Above can handle all your needs. Tree service, stump grinding, brush hog, full landscaping. Plus, a Cut Above can take care of all your leaf removal.
Call or text today at 479-719-5605.
That's a Cut Above, 719-5605.
A new era of chicken is here to stay, and it's not your parents' poultry. The Cantina Chicken menu from Taco Bell is slow roasted and perfectly seasoned. Take it tacoed up in a crispy white corn tortilla with cheese inside and out, or wrapped in a burrito with fresh purple cabbage and freshly prepared pico de gallo. However you like it, you'll never chicken the same way again. Get yours today at your nearest Taco Bell and join rewards to earn free food. Available at participating stores. Rewards points are earned on qualifying purchases. All items while supplies last. Subject to terms.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
You're just going to have to go today. You're just going to have to. Today's going to be
what I
maybe
told myself.
one of those days you're just going to have to go, and you'll be glad you did.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, if you got a question for Hunter Yurachek, constructive question, text us, 877-377-6963. Chuck and I prefer phone calls on a talk radio show. We do try to get to text, and we love hearing from people however you can get to us. But if you have a question, Hunter's going to be on in about a half an hour, a little less than that, I guess around 8:15. And we're going to talk to the Arkansas athletic director, try to get you some clarity on why they're reseeding Bud Walton Arena, what it means to the fan base, and what the vision is for how they're trying to navigate whatever it is they're doing. But part of what we want to do and having him on is try to really clarify anything. And you may have questions that we haven't thought of. So we'd love to hear from you. 877-377-6963. What to watch is brought to you by Macadoodles, and there's no bigger upcoming game, apparently, in the universe of college basketball than Saturday night in Lexington.
They were promoting it hard on ESPN last night.
8 o'clock on ESPN Central Time.
9 Eastern.
When's the last time you called a game, basketball, that started or any game that started at 9 o'clock?
Well, it would
local time.
It would be probably in Lexington. I forget what time the game at the Garden started this year. That was pretty late.
Yeah.
But we've played at Kentucky where it was 9 o'clock Eastern before. And because it's the last game, it always slides to like 9:10.
And then you're going to roll right into Sports Center.
Right. That's exactly
and
right.
so if you win, this is another opportunity.
Right. Oh, if Arkansas wins Saturday, it'll be the lead story on Sports Center. There's no question
Well, it's
about it.
probably going to be the lead story either way. So you're either going to be the loser of the lead story or the winner of the lead story.
If Arkansas wins, if they pull off the upset, they'll have Cal on set probably, like they did at Madison Square Garden.
Well,
and if they don't, they'll have Mark Pope up there.
If you're going to be watching the game, and I know many people will be, and you're stocking up for all the fun you can have watching a game, the best assortment of beer, wine, and spirits with a level of service that is unmatched is found at Macadoodles just north of the state line, north of Bella Vista. And guess who in Bentonville? Competitive pricing, but the customer service is out of this world, and the selection is unmatched. You can find things you can't get anywhere else, whether it's micro or craft beer or the wine selection. They've got an allocated bourbon section that you just don't find most places. And they stock it randomly. They're always putting something new out there. It's kind of like a fun surprise. They've got Wine Down Wednesdays. Every Wednesday, 15% off every bottle of wine in the store, even if it's already on sale. And they've got tasting 7 days a week from open to close. So on your schedule, you can go taste wine at Macadoodles. And Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, they've got a tasting bar to try all the different spirits, including all the different bourbons. 2 locations, Bella Vista at the state line, and guess who in Bentonville? Macadoodles with what to watch. By the way, it sounds like you were watching some games last night.
I was.
So Auburn beat LSU at their place. Alabama went to Mississippi State and won by 4.
It's a good game.
In the SEC. So we're kind of watching the SEC with a little bit more interest maybe because we feel like there's a race for 13 teams to get in, which leaves the door open for a lot of people, even if you don't have a great record at this point. But for Arkansas to be in that conversation, they're going to have to stack a couple
Gotta
of wins
start winning.
together. You got to get the next one. The
SEC
second win.
basketball is a lot more fun to watch, though, than it used to be. I mean, used to. It's like I'd rather take a beating than watch LSU and somebody play a midweek game in basketball.
Ice Road Truckers.
Yeah.
Let's
but
go
it's
there.
actually pretty good now.
Yeah. Well, the people that make fun of it just means more. They've done that. This league has done that.
They've gotten so much better in basketball. It's not
They put an
always,
emphasis on it.
There's still bad games here and there, but the level of talent on the floor is a lot different than it used to be.
7:55. It's a Thursday morning here, January 30th.
Great vision enhances every part of life. That's why I go to McDonald Eye Associates. Whether it's a pair of readers or LASIK surgery, you know you're in good hands. You've heard former quarterback and now coach Ty Story talk about his great LASIK results with McDonald Eye. The surgeons there have done more LASIK procedures than anybody in the state of Arkansas and have helped numerous athletes get better results through improved vision. When it comes to vision, nobody sees it like McDonald Eye.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
Being a Razorback fan isn't just about the game. It's about the community, the tradition, and the moments that matter. At Blakeman's Fine Jewelry, the official jeweler of the Arkansas Razorbacks, they understand the importance of those moments. That's why they offer a selection of fine jewelry that goes beyond the ordinary, just like our hogs. Visit Blakeman's Fine Jewelry in Rogers, where you'll find that perfect piece to celebrate your Razorback spirit and the special moments in your life. Guys, regardless of our age, feeling good is something we all want. That's what the Sweatnum Edge is all about. It's where health, confidence, and peak performance come together. We all face challenges like low energy, hair loss, who's looking at me, stubborn weight, and skin health. The good news is we can do something about it. Get your free evaluation today and see where you are. Chuck and I have both done it and are better off for it. Log on to SweatnumCosmetic.com and click on the Sweatnum Edge. Does the show feel like it's always a friendly environment? I was going to say, just like
I guess it depends on which side of the fence you're on.
It's friendly. Sometimes you get yelled at, but I mean, it's still friendly.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
At Hug Chevrolet Buick GMC, we dial 782-8940.
This is Joe Calderera with Taliano's Restaurant. We call 782-8940.
Keep warm this winter with a York high-efficiency furnace. Or for more information on endless hot water and a high-efficiency tankless water heater, give Blaylock Heating, Air, and Plumbing Services a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, cloudy skies, showers, and thunderstorms will be with us throughout the day. We could see some very heavy downpours, especially across the south, where some folks could pick up 2 to 3 inches of rain today. A high this afternoon will be in the upper 50s, north mid-60s, south. Wet weather will start to wind down late tonight, overnight lows in the 40s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Come Get You Some, Arkansas's premier off-road superstore. Call 782-MUD today.
Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Robert.
And this is Elizabeth, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback. The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
Folks, it's that time of year again.
Mom, what's he talking about? Matt, I have no idea.
It's hoop time, and in about a month, it's going to be baseball season.
And the Stadium Shop has everything you need. Whether it's decorating your fan cave or getting something to wear for the game, we have what you need. We even have Nike basketball jerseys, sideline apparel, even brands like Cutter and Buck and Champion. Or how about something from Tommy Bahama or Coliseum for those Hawaiian shirt Sundays?
Guys, Nike baseball team hats and jerseys will get here about the 1st of February. Hey, Matt, you know what's blue but doesn't weigh very much?
No, what?
Light blue.
Mom, please help. Matt, there's no cure for a dad joke.
Folks, come by the Stadium Shop located at 989 South Razorback Road next to Baum-Walker Stadium, or shop us on them Insta WW book.
Dad, it's
Facebook.
the website, which is shoponrazorback.com. That's shoponrazorback.com. Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486. Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us. Go Hogs.
You're listening to ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris Fort Smith.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't be a smart aleck like that.
A new era of chicken is here to stay, and it's not your parents' poultry. The Cantina Chicken menu from Taco Bell is slow roasted and perfectly seasoned. Take it tacoed up in a crispy white corn tortilla with cheese inside and out, or wrapped in a burrito with fresh purple cabbage and freshly prepared pico de gallo. However you like it, you'll never chicken the same way again. Get yours today at your nearest Taco Bell and join rewards to earn free food. Available at participating stores. Rewards points are earned on qualifying purchases. All items while supplies last. Subject to terms.
Ty Richardson, we're live here at First Financial Mortgage. I'm here with my friend Ethan Adamson. Ethan, I know I probably texted you 100 times during this process, man. I didn't know what I was doing. Luckily, you did.
Yeah, Ty. It was always great working with you. Glad we could help you get closed. A good loan officer is someone who can answer questions after hours, before hours, and be available when you're needed. We get pre-qualifications in, get buyers pre-qualified so they can search for homes and get them closed quick. Call 479-782-9300. Weekdays 8 to 5. FFB1.com. First Financial Mortgage, in the business of you, equal housing lender.
Hey, this is Dr. Charlie Liggett at River Valley Smile Center. You may know me as your local dentist, but I'm a giant Hogs, Dolphins, and college baseball fan as well. Listen to me, Phil, and Matt talk about our 3 ups and downs for the weekend every Monday on halftime at 12:15. At River Valley Smile Center, we're a comprehensive dental facility that offers children's dentistry, dental implants, sedation, whitening, and much, much more. Dr. Cole Johnson, Dr. Hannah Cabe, and myself are located at 8309 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith. River Valley Smile Center. When you come here, you become family.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson, my buddy Simon Wheeler with Wheeler Power Sports. Stop by the studio. Simon, what's going on?
If you have a name brand motorcycle, ATV, or side-by-side you would consider selling or trading, call or text or use bike buyers at 479-783-5822 or visit us online at wheelerpowersports.com. Buy, sell, or trade Wheeler is the one for 2025. Try to be Fort Smith's authorized dealer for Kawasaki, Suzuki, Polaris, and Slingshot.
Simon Wheeler at Wheeler Power Sports in downtown Fort Smith, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
I did see your email yesterday, and I had 2 choices: not respond or respond with okay. No, I was either going to respond okay or like not respond. Texts are immediate. People send an email, and then they go, well, you didn't respond to my email. I didn't check my email. I had stuff to do. I was taking a nap, for crying out loud.
I got to fire.
I was working on 3 hours sleep. I didn't care about your email, man.
Chuck's like, I got to fire the entire computer up to check my email.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
That was a call play, and I called it, Chuck.
Back to Save Sports Radio.
I'm ready to roll right now,
Can you
Bo.
believe we're doing this?
This brings
It's just like old times.
This is getting ridiculous, Bo Mattingly.
Northwest Arkansas is growing. It deserves an intelligent sports radio.
Two ball-playing guys with a face for radio.
Here is Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
You're a technological idiot.
Oh, don't sell me short. It's not just technological. Don't sell me short.
You know, like a text and an email can arrive and leave your phone at exactly the same time.
No.
They can be just as direct and just as quick.
You know, when you send an email, I got to fire up the old Gateway 2000. It takes 10 minutes for that thing to boot up.
Remember the sound of that?
Oh,
we gotta
yeah,
find the sound of that.
The old dial-up sound.
Yeah.
And so it takes a little long. Here's the thing about email, and maybe I just don't have it figured out. But when I get a text, maybe not. Maybe when I get a text, I hear the ping, or if I have it on silent, I don't. I just see it.
Yeah.
But if it's an email,
ding.
I mean, if it's an email,
they make noises too.
Yeah, but I don't have mine set like that, and I don't want to get a ping every time I get an email. I get all this trash email. You get all this spam email. I don't want to know every time an email comes in, but I want to know when a text comes in, and so that's why I say text me. If you email me, it's going to get lost in the shuffle of all the spam that I've not taken the time to unsubscribe to yet. So,
yeah,
that's the deal.
It takes so much time. It does.
Oh, don't act like you've unsubscribed to everybody that sends you an email.
No, it does take so much time.
It does. And I don't have that kind of time.
Well, and it's everything. And how many apps can you keep up with at one time? And I mean, this is why people don't respond in a timely fashion. There's too much to cut through the noise. But with you, I just need to know for like my own personal benefit.
Yeah.
Like, so when do you check your email? Is it like 3 times a day, like morning, noon, and night?
Whenever I think about it. But I text, the text thing's immediate, man. I mean, I hear it. I'm there.
Yeah.
But
it is interesting.
I
You
may
gotta
or may
learn.
not I may or may not check my email more than 2 or 3 times a day.
You do have to learn other people's rhythm.
This is
and
my
routine.
rhythm.
That's
This
what
is
I'm-
my
that's-
algorithm.
If I want to communicate with you, I got to
That's
figure
right.
out what your rhythm is, kind of how you move through life.
I've been pretty plain on that.
How do you do on phone calls? Would you rather be called, texted, or emailed?
Why?
And does the issue change whether it's a call, text, or email? See, there's all that to deal with too. How much time do we spend in a day?
I prefer a text.
When we're like, should I text this guy or call or maybe send an email?
If we're
Particularly
on
if
this
you're
show,
asking
I
for
like a
something.
call.
Like, I need a favor. Yeah, if we're on the show, you would like for the
But now,
call.
how many
You
people?
don't want the text?
Lots of people do this. I do it, and I'm sure you guys do too. Someone will call you. You don't really want to talk, or you're in the middle of something. And so you'll respond with a text 10, 15 minutes later that always begins with, sorry, I missed you. And then you just, you've made contact. You didn't actually answer the phone, so you didn't have to have a voice conversation, but you've acknowledged that you understand they're there.
That's words to live by.
Well, I'm just telling you my algorithm.
Jeff,
It's not for everyone.
Jeff in Fort Smith thinks he has you figured out.
What's that?
You only get spam emails if you
No,
on shady sites.
no, that's not true. Every
It's
time
not
you
true.
order something,
not true.
I don't go shopping a lot. I order my stuff online, and every time you order something online, you get countless emails from these people, and you have to unsubscribe.
I love how technology works
Wow.
and doesn't work and works for Chuck.
Well,
You know?
I admit I got my
it's-
own setup,
It's oddly
but
similar.
I don't think it's all that out of bounds.
It's oddly similar to the NIL world that we're living in.
We don't
it
know
works,
what's going
it
on.
doesn't work. There's all these unintended consequences. We don't know how to handle it. By the way, can people stop comparing sports to their own jobs in real life?
Yeah, we need to do that.
Like, I don't get paid. I get fired if I don't perform at my job. Like, is somebody guarding you while you're trying to get to
Well,
your computer
and
and send
people
your
act
email?
like-
You can't come over here. I'm not going to let you inbound the ball to your computer. Is that what's happening at your job?
Well-
Somebody's competing to keep you from doing your job?
People come
you
in
go
and-
into an arena?
People act like they give 100% every day at work. I mean, now you may be one of those people that like gives 1,000% at work every day, but don't try to tell me you've not ever blown off an afternoon. I mean, come on.
Oh, no, you do, and it's on the ticker on ESPN. Sam is slacking this afternoon.
That's
It's
right.
going on the lower third
That's-
during the Pat
that's-
McAfee show. It's right there.
Sam's taking a walk
Sam's
around
like,
the
see,
office.
I'm the same as you. Well, you athlete that can't do it, you can't perform. I mean, I was at Applebee's the other day, and I'm like, where's my meal? And they're like, well, it was almost here, and a Chili's employee tackled the guy on the way to your table. He was at the 2-yard line, 2 yards short of your table, and a Chili's guy tackled him. I mean, why do we think this is the same thing?
It's not.
Oh, my God.
Because most of us, myself included, we've not been in that spot and we don't know how to equate it.
That was a true story, by the way.
I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was.
Oh, Austin from Houston has texted in. Hunter Huracek coming up in 7 minutes. I do not envy Hunter Huracek when it comes to having to make changes. Anything he does, he gets criticized by the fan base. Every major sports complex goes through renovations. I don't know how our fan base doesn't understand that. Well, we'll try to get some more understanding here in a few minutes.
It's I don't envy Hunter either.
I don't envy any athletic director right now.
But now neither do I feel sorry for Hunter nor anybody else
No.
who's having to do it. I mean,
it's the job, but the job has changed.
and the job has changed a lot. There's really only one group of people that I have felt bad for throughout all this rise and cost of being a fan. I'm smart enough to know, and I've been around there enough to know, that a lot of these people that sit on the front row or thereabouts, there's some ego involved in that. I mean, they like being seen down there. I'm certain of that. I'm not saying that's the prime motivator, but it's one of the motivators.
You got a front row seat too.
Yeah, that's right.
I see you on
I can
TV.
only speak from my algorithm. But the people that I feel bad for are there's a generation of Arkansans, just like there are generations of Mississippians or Missourians or Oklahomans, pick your state, that have been priced out of the market before they ever get a chance to start. Young alums who
your story.
Well, I mean, look, for me, it was, I don't think I was raised unlike a lot of kids in Arkansas. I was raised by a single mom. Money was, I'm not saying we were poor, but we weren't rich. And, tickets back then, you could sit in, and this is where we sat. I mean, in the interest of full disclosure, we sat in the $2, they were $2 in the 70s. When Steve Little kicked that 67-yard field goal against Texas, I was sitting in a $2 end zone seat on a wooden bleacher. I was about 13 years old, 12 maybe. You couldn't even see the scoreboard. Didn't know what score was. I didn't know it was a 67-yard field goal until about 10 minutes later when somebody who had a radio, filtered word through the end zone. But here's the thing. They were the worst seats in the house, but they were cheap. And if I hadn't had a chance to do that, I sure wouldn't be sitting here with you boys right now. My life would have taken a whole different path. Yeah. Maybe some people wish it had. But my point is that we have priced these people out of the market, and it is a shame. We maybe even shameful.
College athletics. We being college
athletics, not the University of Arkansas. Every school in America is going through this right now. And there is some shame involved in this, but I don't know how you change this system. I really don't. And when the courts ruled that you have to revenue share, or you can revenue share would be the better way to put it, it changed the game, because here's the deal. If you don't revenue share, you don't win. And if you don't win, nobody's happy. I mean, it's a vicious circle, as they would say, and I don't know how you change it.
We'll ask Arkansas Athletic Director Hunter Yurachek next. 8:12, we'll ask him about this next on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, good morning. So it's good to hear you back on the radio, man. I miss you in the afternoons, and you guys seem to be gelling right along. So it's good to hear both of you on morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
It seems like everything's more expensive this year, but at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric, we're here to help lighten the load. This new year, enjoy no payments and no interest on all home repairs and replacements. Whether it's fixing that stubborn plumbing issue, replacing an aging heating and air system, or upgrading your electrical, our Pascal pros are here to keep your home running smoothly and stress-free. Visit gopascal.com today to schedule your service. Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Professional people, professional service. See dealer for details with approved credit. Restrictions apply.
Guys, regardless of our age, feeling good is something we all want. That's what the Sweatnum Edge is all about. It's where health, confidence, and peak performance come together. We all face challenges like low energy, hair loss, who's looking at me, stubborn weight, and skin health. The good news is we can do something about it. Get your free evaluation today and see where you are. Chuck and I have both done it and are better off for it. Log on to SweatnumCosmetic.com and click on the Sweatnum Edge.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Having great vision enhances every part of life. That's why I go to McDonald Eye Associates. Whether it's a pair of readers or LASIK surgery, you know you're in good hands. You've heard former quarterback and now coach Ty Story talk about his great LASIK results with McDonald Eye. The surgeons there have done more LASIK procedures than anybody in the state of Arkansas and have helped numerous athletes get better results through improved vision. When it comes to vision, nobody sees it like McDonald Eye.
We were doing everything right. We were moving the ball. We had it. We booped. Wide open, miss. Another one here, missed. I was ready to strangle myself. Like, come on.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Dozy Place has now been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years. Celebrate your special birthday, holiday, person, or just because at Dozy Place. Start with delicious appetizers and your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Dozy Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended, so call 784-9111. 784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Robert.
And this is Elizabeth, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
Folks, it's that time of year again.
Mom, what's he talking about?
Matt, I have no idea.
It's hoop time, and in about a month, it's going to be baseball season.
And the Stadium Shop has everything you need.
Whether it's decorating your fan cave or getting something to wear for the game, we have what you need.
We even have Nike basketball jerseys, sideline apparel, even brands like Cutter and Buck and Champion.
Or how about something from Tommy Bahama or Coliseum for those Hawaiian shirt Sundays?
Guys, Nike baseball team hats and jerseys will get here about the 1st of February. Hey, Matt, you know what's blue but doesn't weigh very much?
No, what?
Light blue.
Mom, please help.
Matt, there's no cure for a dad joke.
Folks, come by the Stadium Shop located at 989 South Razorback Road next to Baum-Walker Stadium, or shop us on them Insta, WW, book,
Dad, it's
Facebook.
the website, which is shoponrazorback.com. That's shoponrazorback.com.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
Ty Richardson for American Patriot Promotions. They have their Mina Gun Show coming up Saturday, February 1st and Sunday, February the 2nd. The American Patriot Promotions Mina Gun Show is located at the Polk County Fairgrounds in Mina. Tickets are just $10 per person and only $8 for veterans, military, police, and first responders. For more information on this event, go to AmericanPatriotPromotions.com. American Patriot Promotions is the best avenue for outstanding gun shows.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
You're telling me it's not about me.
Well,
and my
not entirely.
troubles.
Now, don't misunderstand me. It is all about you, but maybe not quite to the degree that we might hope.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Thank you, Chuck. Thank you, Chuck. 877-377-6963. If you want to text the show and you got a question, we'll try to get that in here as we bring on Hunter Yurachek, who no doubt is just having a wonderful time as he announced the reseeding at Bud Walton Arena. And Hunter, I know you've been asked about this a lot. Thanks for making time for us as we try to get some answers and clarifications from you as the athletic director. But I'm sure you've been asked this a bunch, but we'll just start real simply here. What is the reason behind reseeding Bud Walton Arena?
Well, Bo, Chuck, first of all, thanks for having me on this morning, because I think you're exactly right. The more we can educate our fan base across the board about why we're reseeding Bud Walton Arena, what the process is, how it impacts you as a current season ticket holder, as a donor to the Razorback Foundation. Look, I don't expect that everyone is going to agree with this decision and this process, but I think it wasn't made in a vacuum, and we've been talking about this for over 2 years. We thought we would do this in conjunction with the major renovation to Bud Walton Arena, but as the climate in college athletics has changed, that project has been put on the side burner, and we thought the reseed of Bud Walton Arena is necessary for us to reset that building, create some equity in how our seats are assigned, and obviously the bottom line is to generate more revenue from that facility, which is needed for us to continue to be successful competing in the Southeastern Conference. I think my letter back in November outlined some of our budgetary challenges. I mean, we're one of less than 20 self-sustaining athletic programs in college athletics. What that means is we don't receive a dollar from the state of Arkansas. We don't receive a dollar from the University of Arkansas. We don't have a student athletic fee. So every dollar we invest in our athletic program is generated through three major buckets. We've got our SEC distribution, which comes from the CFP television revenue, our ESPN television revenue, NCAA men's basketball distribution, and things of that nature. Then we have our season ticket sales, mainly in football, men's basketball, and baseball. And then we have our revenue that the Razorback Foundation generates. And so if we're going to solve really what is a $25 million expense problem, we've got to pull some levers on the revenue side, and we have to pull some levers on the expense side. And I want to be very clear. We're pulling levers on the expense side. We are going to cut probably in the neighborhood of $10 to $12 million of operational dollars from our budget as we head into the 25-26 year. Wow. And so this is not all on the burden that our fans are going to have to endure. We're enduring it as a department. We're becoming more efficient. We haven't backfilled any positions in the last 6 months. We had some, the NCAA rules change where many of our sports could add a fourth assistant coach. We're not adding that fourth assistant coach. And so we're feeling a lot of that pain, just like we did during COVID 5 years ago, and how we are running our athletic department.
So the thing that, I'm trying to get my head around is, and answer fans with when they ask is like, I don't know if I even fully, and I probably pay attention more than most, understand the business of college athletics at the moment. Because we were headed down this path for years and years and years, and then all of a sudden, like on a dime, we took a hard left turn and everything changed. And so I guess what I would ask is how, as an athletic director, you're sorting through that and trying to explain to fans how it's impacting them when you're also, still trying to figure out what all's happening. I just never seen anything like the volatility and change of the way we used to do things in college athletics to the way we're doing them now. And I don't even know if this is a good question, but how are you navigating that, and how would you describe that to fans?
Yeah, you navigate it day by day because it changes day by day. I mean, just when you feel like you've got a plan in place to implement this revenue sharing, 2 weeks ago, you get a new piece of guidance from the Department of Education and the Office of Civil Rights, and then you've got to create a new plan on top of the plan that you had just created. And so you have to be very flexible, very nimble. You have to be willing to pivot. But you're exactly right. Normally, if you're going to take on a burden of $20 to $25 million of expenses, you're going to have a runway of 3, 4, 5 years. You hope you can plan and ramp up for that. We're really trying to do this in a 12-month period to ramp up from not sharing revenue from your Department of Athletics to sharing revenue really within one fiscal year. And so we've got a number of people working really hard around the clock to figure this problem out. And again, there's no way we can increase revenue by 20 to 25 million. There's no way we can decrease our expenses by 20 to 25 million. There has to be a hybrid of both of those to make that work. And it's very atypical when you look at, we've been in Bud Walton Arena now for 32 seasons. Many schools will reseat their facilities year in and year out, and definitively more frequently than 32 years. And so this was an opportunity, and I look at it this way, and I try to if you personally are going to sell your home, you're going to sell your car, you're going to sell a boat, or you're going to sell some type of product, and you have 5 to 10 people bidding on that product, 9 out of 10 people are going to take the highest bid, right? Like you're not going to sell your house to the lowest bidder. Does that make sense, guys? And so we have an opportunity. Like we received 187 calls yesterday through our Razorback Foundation. And of those 187 calls, we've already had 40 donor accounts that have increased their giving level by 1, 2, or 3 different levels because of where they want to sit in Bud Walton Arena. And so I understand that there's many fans that are upset with this change, but we have many fans that are embracing this and seeing it as their opportunity to move up and where they sit in Bud Walton Arena currently.
Hunter, when people look at this, sometimes they feel like it's just their school that's doing it. What do you hear from other administrators nationwide? And is this a situation at Bud Walton Arena where there's the potential for literally everyone to move? I mean, that's probably not going to happen, but theoretically, it seems like there's going to be a lot of movement. But I also would like you to address, if you wouldn't mind, just the feeling around the country that everyone's having to deal with this problem right now.
You're exactly right, Chuck. We're not. This is not a University of Arkansas challenge. This is a challenge for all 16 members of the SEC, the Big Ten, the Big 12, and the ACC. And I will tell you, I think we're better positioned than many of those Power 4 schools. But we still have a significant challenge. And so I think you see schools across the country are reducing expenses. Schools across the country are increasing their revenue, whether that's through their individual foundations, raising ticket prices, whatever the case may be. We all have a similar roadmap where to get to accomplish the challenge of sharing revenue with student athletes moving forward, it's a new line item in your budget, and the way to tackle that is either through revenues or expenses or a combination of the two. To answer your question about the read sheet, yes, we created the Broyles-Matthews Diamond level within the Razorback Foundation. What our foundation staff found in their research in this planning process is that we had the lowest elite donor level in the Power 4 at the $20,000 level. And so we've established a new level. It's a $40,000 level. We've already had over 40 people that have ascended to that level so far in this process, and that's really just been in the last 2 weeks since the Razorback Foundation sent out their 25 membership drive. And those are the folks that will be able to secure their seats right now if they want to. They could also improve their seats, but at a minimum, if they have season tickets and they give it the $40,000 level, they will get to retain their same seats. Maybe not the same quantity, because one of the things that I think is missed in this, we've reduced the quantity that our top-end donors can now acquire to allow more of our lower-end donors to get into the mix and acquire some seats. And so right now we have 2,900 accounts within Bud Walton Arena. We think we can get somewhere in the neighborhood of 3,300 accounts now. And many of those occurring at the lower level of a Razorback Foundation giving because we're capping the number of season tickets that our high-end donors can purchase.
I want to try to break this down for, beyond the high-end donors. Let's say you're an Arkansan. You got a couple of $1,000s. I'm going to give you $2,000, Hunter, for my basketball tickets, and then I'm going to pay for the tickets. But I want to know how good a seat I can get. What do you say to those people?
Yeah, and so the process is, Chuck, to try to, because I've had a Razorback Foundation staff really muddle it down for me so that I can understand it and explain it in layman's terms. And so we have a process now that where you can make your commitment to the Razorback Foundation between now and March the 31st. And then on April the 1st, the Razorback Foundation is going to send out a men's basketball season ticket request card. And you will fill out that season ticket request card about how many tickets that you would like in Bud Walton Arena. Now, that's just a request card. It doesn't guarantee. And there are specific levels. So you're saying at a Wild Hog, if you gave $2,000, you would be eligible to request 2 season tickets. And so you request 2 season tickets at that $2,000 level. And then when we get to June 30th, that's the deadline to request tickets. On July 1st, we'll see, also on June 30th, you have to complete your donation. So you make your pledge by March 31st. You complete it by June 30th. Your season ticket request card is in by June the 30th. And then on July the 1st, our Razorback Foundation staff and our ticket office staff will begin accumulating and totaling all of those requests for season tickets. And then our Diamond members at the top will be assigned a time that they can go online in the Bellina system and pick out their seats. And the Diamond members will pick in order of priority points. And so if you've been a loyal member for 40 years and now you're at the Diamond level, you're going to have not only the points for every dollar you've given, but the points for the years that you've been in the Razorback Foundation. And the Diamond level will pick, if there's 100 people in the Diamond level, number 1 will pick first, number 100 will pick 100, and then we'll move on to the Platinum level. And those people in the Platinum level will be ranked 1 through whatever the end number is, and they'll pick. And then you'll move on to the next level. And so that's why I said that there will be many changes to seats in Bud Walton Arena. Some people are going to improve their seats. Some people are not going to improve their seats. But here's one thing that was really key for me is that if you have a season ticket right now in Bud Walton Arena, you will get an opportunity to have those season ticket at that quantity in Bud Walton Arena for the 25-26 season. It most likely will not be the same seat, but you will be in Bud Walton Arena in 25-26 if you want to be.
I think that's important, and I want to make sure that we're clear on that. You may not be in the same seat, but you're still going to be in the building. The idea that somebody's going to be priced out of the building at the level they're giving right now, you can give the same thing you're giving right now, you're still going to be in the building next year.
That's correct, Chuck. So you don't have to give another dollar to be in the building next year. Season ticket prices are not going up next year. We've already made that commitment. You give it your same giving level this year, and you will be in the building. Most likely not in the same seat, but you will be in the building.
Hey, I want to ask one more question because we got a text here from a listener. There's a misconception, I think, sometimes, and I'm going to ask for clarification here. When you have unfilled seats, but they've been purchased, you can't resell them, can you?
We can't resell them unless the person that owns those seats turns them back to us to resell.
Okay.
The person that owns those seats can resell them. We can't resell
I got you. Because I think sometimes people believe that you're basically selling the tickets twice, that the university's getting, 2 times the money per ticket. And my understanding is that's state law prohibits that.
Yeah, we're not reselling. If you see tickets on the secondary market, Chuck, the seat owner is reselling those tickets, not the Department of Athletics.
I got you.
Hunter, let me ask you how you respond to what we probably hear casually from fans on this show or around town is, hey, all I hear from the athletic department is they want more money, they want us to pay for all this stuff, and we're not winning enough for me to do that. When somebody would approach you or does approach you with something like that, what would your response be to someone who feels like all you're doing is asking for money and dang it, we don't win enough games?
I would agree right now. In some sports, we're not winning enough games. That would be the first thing I would agree with them as the athletic director. And I think you've got some coaches specific to a few sports that would tell you the exact same thing. And I'm not one to say we have to throw money at problems to make them better. But we need to continue to invest in our athletic programs. If we pull back because we don't feel like we're winning at the level we need to be winning at, then we're never going to get to where we want to be. And so we need to continue to invest in our programs. I mean, we're competing. Like you think about the conference we're competing in. We have a budget this year that's $175 million. Incredible. It is 10th in the SEC right now. Texas just reported revenue for the last fiscal year of $331 million. We compete in the same conference at the same level at the University of Texas. And so resources are vitally important for our future and sustained success. And, I want to win more football games? Absolutely. Do I want to win more men's and women's basketball games? Absolutely. Not investing in those programs is not going to change that.
That's right.
Yeah, it's a great point. Hey, I appreciate you coming on. Chuck
Thank
and
you,
I
Hunter.
appreciate you being willing to come on and answer the questions, and I think we got to most of them, if not all of them. And it's certainly helpful in understanding the entire process. So thanks so much for the time, Hunter.
Yeah. Hey, Chuck and Bo, I want to make sure that everybody understands. If you're a Razorback Foundation member, if you are a season ticket holder in Bud Walton Arena, or you're interested in becoming a Razorback Foundation member, there is a link that you can go to schedule a time to meet with a representative personally from the Razorback Foundation so they can sit down with you, talk to you about your current account, your current seats, your future seats, and help you understand exactly what this means for you and your family moving forward. Because I think that's really important that people take advantage of that. We had 187 calls yesterday from 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock, just after we sent out that email. Our Razorback Foundation staff, they want to meet with folks. They want you to understand the process, to be well-educated, to understand what it means for you. And we are incredibly empathetic to people that have been in the same seats for 10 years, 20 years, and 30 years and may not have those same seats again. But this is how we will continue to evolve with college athletics. And look, we don't have to like the direction of college athletics, but we have to embrace it and move forward as one Razorback family if we're going to continue to be successful.
Do you have that contact number, website, or what's the best method? I mean, people in today's world can Google the Razorback Foundation and we can find numbers pretty.
You can go on to the Razorback Foundation, but there's a micro website. If you go to ArkansasRazorbacks.com, that'll have a link on the reseeding information. You just click on that link and it'll go to the Razorback Foundation and schedule a time.
Okay, wonderful. Thanks for that, Hunter. Appreciate the time.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Hunter Yurchek, the Arkansas Athletic Director. We got to hit a break. I appreciate him coming on and answering all the questions. 8:35. It's the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
Can we just say, for all of you who get up early in the morning and you work so hard, man, we're glad you're here. We're just really appreciating all the work you do to make Arkansas better.
You talking to me? The Chuck and Bo Show.
There's simply not a better shopping experience than Macadoodles. Looking for the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits? Macadoodles or Guess Who in Bentonville has you covered. With an unbeatable selection, amazing prices, and service that's unbeatable, they've got everything you need. Whether you're stocking up for a party, updating your bar, or just grabbing your favorites, Roger and the team are always there to help. Make the smart choice. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista at the state line, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
I always enjoy talking about Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original sports rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
Know what else makes you an Arkansas Razorback fan? Going to the University of Arkansas. How about playing football for the team?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Deep three on the way, and it's good. It is over. Down goes Auburn. The number one team in the country is defeated, and they are rushing the court at Bud Walton Arena. They are rushing the floor at Bud Walton Arena. Don't dance on that.
Hey, don't do that. No.
Listen to every Razorback basketball game right here on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
Hey, it's Matt Jones. Join me, Phil, and Dr. Charles Liggett every Monday at 12:15 for my favorite segment, 3 Up, 3 Down.
Pitchers look pretty good. Getting quite a few strikeouts over the weekend. Good to see Kendall Diggs back in there.
I'm a patient there, and you can be too. 3 Up, 3 Down is presented by River Valley Smile Center. Visit rivervalleysmiles.com or give them a call at 479-646-0706. That's River Valley Smile Center. When you come here, you become family.
Man, I wish I knew you were here. We hear that every day at In-Stock Parts, located off Highway 45 across from the cold storage in Fort Smith. Are you a maintenance technician, landscaper, farmer, or a do-it-yourselfer in need of bearings, belts, or roller chain? Or safety supplies like gloves, safety glasses, or earplugs? Maybe you need drill bits, tap and die sets, lubricants, or even a gas-powered pump or generator. Don't waste your time driving around. Stop by In-Stock Parts, your industrial parts resource, or check them out online at InStockParts.com. In-Stock Parts.
Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Robert.
And this is Elizabeth, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
Folks, it's that time of year again.
Mom, what's he talking about?
Matt, I have no idea.
It's hoop time, and in about a month, it's going to be baseball season.
And the Stadium Shop has everything you need.
Whether it's decorating your fan cave or getting something to wear for the game, we have what you need.
We even have Nike basketball jerseys, sideline apparel, even brands like Cutter and Buck and Champion.
Or how about something from Tommy Bahama or Coliseum for those Hawaiian shirt Sundays?
Guys, Nike baseball team hats and jerseys will get here about the 1st of February. Hey, Matt, you know what's blue but doesn't weigh very much?
No, what?
Light blue.
Mom, please help.
Matt, there's no cure for a dad joke.
Folks, come by the Stadium Shop located at 989 South Razorback Road next to Baum-Walker Stadium, or shop us on them Insta WW book.
Dad, it's
Facebook.
Oh.
the website, which is shoponrazorback.com. That's shoponrazorback.com.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
Winter has arrived, bringing frosty mornings, holiday travels, and unpredictable roads. That's why it's the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart. From top quality tires to expert service at competitive prices, we've got you covered. Visit our Fort Smith location at 9700 Highway 271 and let us prepare your vehicle for everything winter has in store. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted Best Garage Door Company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
I mean, I have a keen perception of the obvious. Let me tell you, I notice things that other people don't notice, and I am curious about why this has happened.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Ryan at Prairie Grove had a response to Hunter Yurachek talking about the difference in budget with Texas and Arkansas, which theirs is $331 million and Arkansas's is $175 million. And Hunter was making the point that even when you're not winning, which they're, he's not happy about either, and that's something that they hope to improve. But even when you're not winning, if you don't support, you don't have the resources, you're going to continue to fall behind this league you're in. But Ryan took exception saying, there's more bleeping people in Austin than the state of Arkansas. Well, they don't give you like a two.
Yeah, you don't get spotted a couple of scores because you're in a smaller, poorer state.
You're in a smaller market.
I mean, you still start from 0-0, whether they have a $330 million budget or you have a $175 million budget. I understand why they're doing this. At the end of the day, I'm just going to be brutally honest with you here. I don't care if you go or not. It's up to you. If you want to go, go. If you want to pay the freight, go to the games, pay the freight and go to the games. But if you're not one of those people that's going to do that, don't gripe when they don't win. Because we have this idea that Hunter Yurachek can break the system. That if he'll just go out there and say, by God, we're not doing this, that he's going to be able to just break the whole system, and we're going to go back to the way things once were. All you're going to do when you do something like that is get beat all the time. And that's an attitude that is going to keep putting you further behind. Now, unfortunately, right now for Hunter, is that this deals with basketball, and the average Arkansas fan looks at it and goes, we're spending a fortune on basketball right now. We're not very good. I hear those people too. And if I was a guy sitting out there and, wherever they're sitting, I might feel the same way. And so I'm not going to criticize those people. That's what's so bad about this right now. Is there's no good answer. There's no good way out. It's inescapable. College sports is so screwed up right now, and I'm as frustrated as any fan out there. And I do feel empathy for the people that are being moved around. And I don't like it when they come in and ask for money. I don't like that at all. I grew up here. I know what it's like to grow up like an average Arkansan grows up. The idea that you'd spend $40,000 to go watch a ball team play, are you kidding me? Never in my wildest dreams growing up did I even think that was even a remote possibility, much less something that could become reality. Paying $2,000 for the right to buy seats was just, it's unheard of for the average Arkansan. And I get it, but there is no escaping this. And the idea that we can change the world on this, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. These horses have left the barn and they're not coming back.
We're brought to you in part by Precedent,
shut up
the
now.
Precedent Center for Facial and Dental Medicine. You can find them at Precedent.com. If you're suffering from sleep apnea or just breathing in general, like a struggle to breathe, which affects your sleeping, Dr. Scotty Bolding has alternative surgical options that can help you breathe and sleep better. Maybe you have sleep apnea and you hate the CPAP machine. Well, there's a better option. If you're not wearing the CPAP machine or you're struggling to breathe at night, it can increase your risk for major health problems. Log on to Precedent.com, schedule an appointment, and find out if Dr. Scotty Bolding and his team can help you at the Precedent Center for Facial and Dental Medicine. Everyone can do better if they are struggling to breathe. It can change your life. Breathe better. Precedent.com, Precident, or call 479-755-3000 for the Precedent Center for Facial and Dental Medicine. It is 8:45 on the Chuck and Bo Show, Thursday morning. Good morning.
Chuck, I believe this is all your fault.
Yeah,
I believe
you.
so.
All right, thank you. And it's because he doesn't have YouTube TV for starters.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
When it comes to finding the perfect diamond, there's one name that stands above the rest in Northwest Arkansas. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. As the region's premier experts for diamonds, Blakeman's offers an unparalleled selection of brilliant stones, handpicked for their quality and beauty. They don't just help you find the perfect stone, they educate you on every step of the way. Whether you're planning a proposal, celebrating an anniversary, or simply treating yourself, Blakeman's is where your search ends and your story begins.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Our New Year's sale is on at Chevrolet of Fayetteville. Get total New Year's savings up to $13,000 on select in-stock new 2024 Silverados. That's up to $13,000 in total savings on a new Silverado. Limited time only during our New Year's sale at Chevrolet of Fayetteville in the Fayetteville Auto Park. Chevrolet, together let's drive. ChevroletofFayetteville.com. Savings include dealer discounts and all incentives on select models. Must qualify. See dealer for details. Expires 3/3/25.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
If you suffer from sleep apnea, but you can't stand wearing your CPAP machine, I've got good news. And you need it because not wearing your CPAP can lead to severe health problems.
Sleep is probably God's gift of medicine that we really don't utilize enough. If you don't have good sleep, you're not only affecting your body, it can affect your heart, it can affect your lungs, it can increase weight gain. If you don't get good sleep, you also are not filtering your brain well. So sleep's very, very important.
Dr. Scotty Bolding, who's an Arkansas native and world-renowned surgeon, has proven surgical alternatives that can improve your airway and help you breathe better.
If you have obstructive sleep apnea, it needs to be treated. So you need to be wearing your CPAP. So if you're not wearing your CPAP, there are some potential surgical solutions that can help you that actually work today. By correcting the jaw deformities that may be causing this obstructive sleep apnea is where we focus.
Call Dr. Bolding's office today at 479-755-3000 for a consultation and tell them you heard it on the Chuck and Bo Show.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, I'm Taylor Green, Arkansas QB, and these two guys definitely have a face for radio.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or Check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Winter has arrived, bringing frosty mornings, holiday travels, and unpredictable roads. That's why it's the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart. From top quality tires to expert service at competitive prices, we've got you covered. Visit our Fort Smith location at 9700 Highway 271 and let us prepare your vehicle for everything winter has in store. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 Fort Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
Arkansas is special. Our people are honest and hardworking. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm is pure Arkansas. We were raised here, we live here, and we're straight shooters. Unfortunately, out-of-state lawyers who care nothing about Arkansas are advertising for your legal business. They don't understand that you don't hand Arkansans a pile of cow dung and try to tell us it's a rose. Don't be just a number. Call the Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Tradition, reputation, results.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Bart, I marvel at your wisdom. Okay. I don't know how to do this, but because you're so much smarter than me, I'm sure you do.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
If Bart's out, I can live one more day. But he is the absolute linchpin to what happens here.
We got to do something about this COVID thing.
And I'll tell you something else. We got to have to get the spreadsheets or whatever on the how-tos of whatever when he's not here.
Do we need to wear masks next week?
I'll wear a helmet and a mask.
Just to have him back?
I'll wear a scuba mask if you want me to, as long as he'll come back. Do you think he's holding out for a raise and all this COVID thing is fake?
I think he's just enjoying the week.
There was a Saturday Night Live skit of somebody that had like the always have a positive test. Need some time off? Get the always positive COVID test. This is a ploy.
I have a feeling
It
Bart's
might be.
suffering this week. I have a feeling Bart's probably suffering.
Would it be worth it to suffer if you get the kind of love he just got from me?
Yeah, I was going to say, please come back, Bart.
Yeah.
Please get well.
You give it now. Make it all worth it.
Well, I don't know that I can.
Please come back.
Please.
Can you come back a day early? Maybe tomorrow.
Bart, for the love of God, would you get out of bed and get back in the studio? Come on.
What will it take? We're brought to you in part by Oaklawn Sports. The Super Bowl is coming. Download the Oaklawn Sports app in the Apple Store or the Google Play Store and sign up today. It's simple. Once you deposit, you are automatically enrolled in a promotion where you can earn up to $1,000 in bonus bets. You'll receive a second chance on your first bet each of your first 10 days for up to $100. How about that for a deal? How many times would you like a second chance at a bet or a tee shot? Check out all the details, as Chuck would say, on the Oaklawn Sports app. Arkansas's best sporting app. Bet with the brand you trust. Bet with Oaklawn Sports. I can't believe we got to wait a freaking week for the Super Bowl. Every year.
Oh, you're not going to enjoy the Pro Bowl Sunday?
I'm going to get my underwear and run around.
Competition.
I'm going to find a Nerf football and we'll play Nerf football on the couch.
Play a little two-hand.
Tackle on the couch.
Two below. We're going to play a little two below out in the backyard today. That's basically what it is. I always enjoyed the Pro Bowl as a kid, but now it's like, I don't think I've watched it in years. I don't even know what they do now.
Not much.
They play a flag football game, I think, don't they?
Not much. Well, they have a whole bunch of skills competitions.
Well, that's always fun.
Around, the weekend. And then they have a pillow fight. An actual pillow fight for a game.
Well, I'm not planning to watch it.
But they mic people up.
I'm not
and
planning.
Well, you should.
Yeah. I mean, I've made it the last 7, 8, 10 years without watching, so I'm going to chance it. See if I can survive
Well,
another
what are you
year
gonna
without
watch?
it.
What are you going to do
I
on
don't
Sunday
know. Might
when
take
you
a
get back
nap
from Lexington?
Might take a nap.
Hey, if they
I'm going to
win,
celebrate that Razorback win.
If they win, I'll make you a deal.
What's that?
When you get back, we'll have a party at my house as soon as you land.
We won't be back till about 2 o'clock in the morning.
That's what nobody's going to be open. So that's
All right.
what I'm saying. I'll
Okay.
have a party at my house.
You gonna have people over there
for whoever
or is
you
it
want to
just
bring
gonna
over.
be like you and me? Is it going to be a party? I mean, what's your definition of party? That's the big thing right there.
That'd be so great.
Hey, we're having a party. It's just you and me, man. I think I'll pass.
I just see you show up and you're like, where is everybody? Yeah, they couldn't last.
I've had a couple of 12-packs cooling in the car while I was gone. I show up. The only
What do you
person
want-
there's Bo.
Here's a cigar. What do you want to talk about
Yeah,
on Monday?
really. Let's do a
sit-
little show prep.
Let's sit out in the garage.
Yeah. Everybody's asleep, so let's go sit out in the garage.
I'm quite certain I'm the only guy in Arkansas planning a post-victory party after the Kentucky game.
I'll bring the cigars. And
No, I've already got them.
Okay.
I've already got the plan.
So all I got to do is show up?
We're just
Is that what you're
We're just
saying?
going to flip the day. I'm going to grill steaks at 3 a.m.
All right. Well, as soon as we land, I'm driving over.
We'll end the party by going to church, and then we'll just go home and go to bed.
You get all that
We're gonna
stuff
sleep all
ready,
day
have
Sunday.
those steaks on the grill, and I'll be right there.
Yeah.
I'll be over in just a minute.
Chuck's the first hard maybe on the RSVP.
Yeah. I'm the only one on the list, and I'm a hard maybe.
Well, man, we've had another eventful
Oh,
show.
God.
Another
Let's
eventful
do something
show.
fun tomorrow. What do you say?
Let's do it. We're gonna get over the Lexington border tomorrow, into the confines of the Wildcats, and see what's going on there as we get ready for the game.
Having great vision enhances every part of life. That's why I go to McDonald Eye Associates. Whether it's a pair of